Copyright disclaimer. Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news, reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Non-profit educational or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Viewer discretion is advised. All praises to the Most High Yahweh. Shalom, beloved brothers and sisters, Jews and Gentiles alike. Shalom. Welcome. This is your humble servant, Big Levi. And before we go a little bit further in this, I would like to warn you about this footage that we are going to play. It's going to be a little graphic, and because of the nature of it. Okay, bird migration, a mysterious mass extinction, February 22nd. Okay, before one, for this is gonna be a little bit uncomfortable for some of you, but welcome again. Once again, today is Tuesday, February the 15th, 2022, and it's currently 9:20 a.m. Eastern Time, pre-recorded. And let us watch the footage, and then we'll see what's going on here, because the Gentiles, they are dismayed. They don't know what's going on, and then they are here to find out why all those things are happening. Oh, I might go ahead and mute this because there's music in there now. All right, so in this footage that you are watching here, we are going to see something. This supposedly happened in Mexico. Now, you see this? Let me put this thing on stuff. It seems like, let me let this play again, and then we'll watch it. We'll have our explanation. Okay. Boom. All right. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So you see the birds, the dead birds. All right, they are all over the place. Now, why is that? Why is it? Um, oh, there you go. What seems to be the issue? Yep, yep. There you go. There you go. So you see the whole footage here. Now, the problem is most people don't know this. Let's go ahead and replay it again. Oh, well, let's let it play, and then we'll have the commentary. You see all those birds, they are unable to fly. That has nothing to do with the garbage 5G that they're talking about, okay? All right, this is in the Maldives. Okay, the Maldives, I believe it's an island in the Pacifics. It's those birds, they are unable to fly. They just drop out of the sky. Okay, right from the bat, this is plague number 3. Okay, pestilence among the cattle and the 10 plagues of the apocalypse of Abraham. But why is this happening? What's causing this? What is it? Out of nowhere, all those birds keep dropping off the sky, and it's not like there is some type of I don't know, disease upon them. When you look in the beginning of the video, which we will see, it seems there's a force that pushed them down. It seems something opened and then dumped them there. Okay, this is warnings. All right, those things don't happen because they happen all over the world and they just happen to happen. They just happen because, oh, I don't know, it's some chance. Those are horrible and terrible omen unto the Gentiles, unto the enemy, and they are not taking heed. They think, they quickly not giving the mighty one his supreme majesty, the glory. They say this is 5G, although 5G never been turning on. At least that's for my understanding. Okay, so this is literally the ley line doing this. Okay, the birds do not fly because of their wings, they can do that. Okay, they can do this. The birds, they follow the magnetic field of the earth, which is the ley line. Now it is being disrupted. The earth is moving from one energy to another. That means what's happening there is a literal, a physical shift. It's already happened spiritually, but there is a literal physical shift that's happening right now. And then we are moving onto another dimension. And in this dimension that we are moving, the ley lines are not going to work the same way that they used to work. That we are going to have, or we are already having, oops, sorry. Let's watch it from the beginning, okay? We are already having a sighting of certain animal they call, well, dragons, so to speak. Okay, dragon. You have other they saw griffin or griffon and things like that. So those animals or those other entities, those other creatures, they need they need like a more aggressive and more powerful ley line to travel to. Your airplanes and your cars, the reason all those things are happening because the microline has been activated and its switch judgment is upon the earth. And this is not what that is when you're watching this. Look at this. We're going to play this in slow motion. Let's put the slow motion on. Playback normal. Put that 25. Okay. Now, what you see this? It's a dump. It's a it's a push. You're going to see pushing. Bird don't just drop like this. Okay. Watch this. And a lot of people will say this is fake. Okay, watch this. You see the energy? You see the energy beam? Okay, let me show you. Watch the corner. Boom. And then you see the energy beam right here. The line. It's just the line spread it on both sides. It spread it this, it spread it that. Okay. Oops. All right. It's a portal that's open and sent that giant boom. And then it's just dumped them there. Those birds don't fly like this. They don't birds. Those birds don't fly all like that group. They and one. Yeah, you see this? It's a dump. The portal open and then it's just dumped them. Those birds were somewhere else. They were somewhere else. They just got sucked into the portal and then it's dumped them here. Okay, the worms. The well in science in science fiction they call them wormwood. Ah, let me get the word. All right, all right. Let me see this here. Wormhole.
According to Encyclopedia Britannica, wormhole, solution of the field equations in German-born physicist Albert Einstein's theory of general relativity that resembles a tunnel between two black holes or other points in spacetime.
Okay, that's not what that is. It doesn't need to be in space. Like when this is space time, people always show you it's like, oh, it's out of space. It doesn't need out of space. A wormhole can be from right in your house to your bathroom, from your bedroom house, from your bedroom to your bathroom. You can walk into a wormhole. What's going on with those cars that are driving on the wrong side of the street? It's just they enter a wormhole, a vortex, so to speak. Okay, vortex. All right, it's pretty much the same. Okay, they enter a vortex and then they appear on the other side. They don't even see that. Okay, those are the manifestation of the ley line. Those are our prayers. The angels are out there doing all those things. This is a horrible and terrible warning over there. Okay, and you're going to see more example of those things are happening. All right, this has nothing to do with 5G. Men do not have the power to do this. Okay, and the portal open, boom, and then dump them there. Okay, those birds. Listen, birds. They would be unable to fly like this. Okay, they will be unable to fly like this. It's just there's a force that pushes them down. They just don't drop. There's a force, and this energy beam, the mighty one's going to use it to destroy the enemy because he's taking down the satellites. Okay, he's taking down the satellites. There is a let me see if I can get the video. Yeah, so let's see the video. I believe this one. It's two of them. There's another one. I think some dude did. Let me see that one. There you go. Okay. All right. Let me read it for you. All right. February 10th. Storm wipes out over 80% of newly launched SpaceX satellites. Okay. There is well, they call it storm. That's not what that is. That's the mighty one doing this. Okay. All right, those are the ley line. We can literally see the ley line. The Most High is shooting beams. Okay, this is the power of the Great One. He's taking you down through the ley line. Those are the angels. This is the power of His supreme majesty. Send the asteroids or the comets. Those are not what you think they are. Okay, those are energy beam that the mighty one is shooting and taking your satellites down. Your little Bill Gates, your little Elon Musk. Those guys have no power. The so-called elites, they are powerless. Okay, all right. Taking 80% of them down. Okay, wipes out. This is not. This is a targeted attack by the mighty one. Your little SpaceX, you're launching things, and I see people are giving those guys so much glory, especially the so-called Israelites, brethren out there. They love the Gentiles when they are throwing things in the air, like, oh, they can do this, they can do that. Oh, Elon Musk, him and Jeff Bezos, they are going to space. Jeff Bezos got these companies. They ain't gonna do nothing. They can't go nowhere. Jeff Bezos and that thing is just like an upward airplane. Whatever Jeff Bezos has over there, it's not a spaceship. It's an upward airplane, and that's what it is. Okay, and I'm tired of people trying to come over here and tell the mighty one how to do his job and tell the Most High, like, okay, well, you don't know what you're doing, and those guys, the so-called Jeff Bezos and Ryan Buffett, the elite, the queen, they have like spaceship. They're going to hide in space. They're gonna go to Mars. You ain't gonna go nowhere. You can pass all the chicken you can pass on your head and your ass and all over. You ain't gonna go nowhere. You're going to stay here and you're going to be punished. Now we know that you are demons. We know our personal demons. We know how to tame you. You will be break down. You will be broken. You will be serving. You will be made into a slave. The knee will bow. That is why you think so. You mean to tell me the so-called elites, okay, which is that fellow, what's his name again? Elon Musk is a part of, because I don't know, he's a billionaire. You think this guy, they will spend billions of dollars to put those SpaceX newly launched SpaceX satellites up there, and then they use their 5G and shoot beam and taking them down? Because they want to show you, oh, we're going to bring the new world order. You ain't going to bring Hish. Your new world order was in pre-1492. You really started to take our people down worldwide in late 1300 to 1400. Okay, you finally take the last great king down, the king of France, King Louis. Okay, Marie Antoinette, all those black people that was ruling over there. You finally take our people down in France over there, and then you come over here in the fourth part. You did all those stuff. You brought the New World Order back here in 1492 and the 1400, literally in 1482 when you had the Papa Bull, and you go around and then just claiming land and take them because God give you the rights. And then now you having your little SpaceX, your little satellites over there in the firmament trying to do Hish over there. Or Elon Musk, we are going to Mars, Earth to Mars, Earth to Earth, or Earth to Mars. Oh, we got technology. We're gonna create robot. We got electronic cars. We are electric cars. We can do this. We can do. You ain't gonna do nothing. That's why the mighty one doing this to you. Look at this. Look at how beautiful that is. Okay. Those are not comets. You see how those trajectory, or they are very precise. You see how they are moving. Listen, watch this. Okay, let's play this a little bit slower. Well, not a little bit, all the way slow. Did it? Play back normal. Watch the trajectory, so to speak. Okay, watch this. You see how, and then he's going to curve. Those are targeted attack. The mighty one is shooting this, okay? His supreme majesty is taking you down. Talking about a storm wipes out. Look at this, okay? Look at this. You see how this thing was supposed to go up. If it was a meteor or something, it's targeting them, brothers, okay? This 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 cannot take all the satellites out there. They had to be targeted one by one. Okay, look, we see how it curve. It go from here, and then it curve, and then it goes. Those are not your regular meteorites. Oh, meteorites, man. Okay, look at this. Okay, look at those things. Those are the angels, shooting beams, destroying your little SpaceX. You ain't gonna do nothing. There is no blessing for you to enjoy. You ain't gonna do nothing. This is the power of the mighty one. Respect that, Negro. Put some respect on his supreme majesty name. Bow down with your little satellites. You ain't going to do Hish. You ain't gonna go nowhere. You ain't gonna be able to hide in your bunker. Look at this. Look at the energy beam, man. Okay? All right? Remember, we were telling you the story about how Sensei, when he was a young man, he saw one of those things. He called it, and it came to him. A giant light like this, bright light, and a giant crystal. Let me see. All right. Okay, let me pause this right here. Let's search for boy, Ember Stone. No, not Storm. Ember Stone with insects inside. There you go. So this, well, let's take, that's like a bad example, but he know the words to call these things, and this giant thing came in, which is the size of the Empire building, okay, and he saw this being inside of the and you know what? Let me get the Superman 2 crystal technology. Hey, no. Let me see. There you go. You see how Superman is watching, is talking to this. You think those? Why do you think they get those things? You think it's something that they just imagine because they know our technology. They know the mighty one how he communicated with us. Okay. Let me see if I can get a better picture of Jor-El. Superman, Jor-El speak through crystal. No. Jor-El. Ah, boy. Let's put the name of the father. Jor-El. There's a reason why they call it Jor-El. Okay. There you go. Yes. Okay. Is that Brendan something? His name is Brendan, whatever. Yeah, it's a crystalline or crystals technology. All right, he saw this giant being like this. You see how this giant face is in space? He saw this thing, but he did not see the face of it because the being refused to reveal itself. He said, I can't because it's forbidden. The mighty one forbid me to do this. So he asked him, where are you going? What are your mission? He said this and this and that. He said a bunch of things to him. Okay, let me see this. Okay, you see how this is talking? He called one of those giant, whoops, where I was. Oh boy, I forgot the video. Where was the video? Is it this one? See how these things are traveling? Okay, he saw one of them. We were talking about this, okay, and then it has like a being inside of it, and then the being explained things to him that we talk about in the podcast, and those things, they are sentient, okay. Um, they know what's going on, and they are ordered to take people down. Okay. There you go. This is probably the best um, way we can see. I cannot enlarge it. Okay, that's how this giant thing came in and then land. It could not land it because it was too big. And then Sensei sending it, and then he talked to it and stuff. And then after that, it sent it in peace, and then it came, and then it just flew back. Whoops, where is it? All right, it just flew back. So yeah, man. The mighty one is taking you down. You do not have any technology to fight him. You can't fight the Most High power. You cannot. Okay, look at those beams shooting. Take 80% of your H down. Okay, let me see this video.
On Tuesday, February.
Oh boy. How the sun, here we go. How the sun just destroyed 40 SpaceX Starlinks. Okay, this one, let's hear what because the Gentiles, they like to say things they have no idea what they are. They like to say things they have no idea what they are talking about. Okay. So we are going to go ahead and then listen to what they are saying. All right.
February 8th, SpaceX and Starlink officially confirmed what many people started speculating about on Twitter, is that its newest batch of Starlink satellites, launched on Thursday, February 3rd, may have had an issue in orbit and didn't quite get to where they wanted to go. Some speculated it may have been the rocket itself.
Speculated. It could be the sun and stuff. And
we are finding out from SpaceX and Starlink is that it actually is related to space weather, or events that come from the sun that impacted satellites in orbit. It's not the first time we've seen satellites get impacted. However, this may be the most sudden impact to satellites.
This dude got a shirt says SpaceX. So will you listen to him and believe him? Look at this. 40 SpaceX, for instance, the number 40, and then we got 80%. Listen, man, this thing is pretty much all over. It's everywhere. How people are not seeing this? How people are not seeing, wait a minute, we have a greater force at work here. We have a greater force here. Men cannot do this, okay? It's not the sun. It's the Most High, literally. His supreme majesty, the Most High, all powerful, almighty, all knowing, shooting beam and taking those guys down. That's what he is doing. This has nothing to do with the sun or anything. But like I was saying, let me see this one right here. Huh. Okay. All right then. Well, let's go back to the one we have right here. Just let you know that this has nothing to do with men. Men cannot do this. Okay, men do not have the power to do this. All right. As bad as the Gentiles are, they really don't want to mess with. They really do not have the power to do this. This is all from His Majesty. Okay, this is all from Him. Okay, and you can see things flying. Okay, let me see right here. All right. For some reason, this boom. Okay. Look at this side. Look at this. Look at this. Moving. Moving. There you you decide, man. You pray about it. You ask for guidance, and you ask for, you can believe what the Gentiles are saying. You can say this is what they call this again. You can say this is man-made. This is fake. They are staging a fake invasion. You can say this, but I'm telling you, what the mighty one beam into my head, all those things are real, and the mighty one is in the midst. The Gentiles have nowhere to go. They are cornered. Selah, so be it. Let us keep on moving. Oh, let's keep on moving.
Coast Guard officials off the coast of North Carolina say they found a debris field in the search for a plane that disappeared off radar off the southern coast of North Carolina. 8 people on board that flight are missing, but one body, we're told, has been recovered. The NBC affiliate in Greenville, North Carolina, reports the people on the plane were returning from a duck hunting trip. They may include several teens from the Carteret County school system, which includes Morehead City.
So, a bunch of people, 8 of them, okay, were in an airplane, and then they are missing. The airplane just disappear, and we've been telling those people this. We told you, you cannot, one, you can't escape the mighty one, and two, you're going to see this very often. Ley lines going to switch. The people that are in those airplane, oh yeah, here we go. More UFO attacks to come to closer. We get to wars with Russia. That has nothing to do with UFO, man. Okay, but those people were going to chase duck. Is that what that is? They were duck hunters, and then they didn't realize that in the hand of the mighty one, they were sitting duck. Yes, sir. Let me see if they have any updates. I-85 crash. They still don't have anything. I believe I have a let me see. Let me get an update right quick. Okay. Let me see this one right here.
An intense search underway right now after a plane carrying 8 people went down off the coast of North Carolina. Tonight, first responders are converging near the Outer Banks. That's where officials say that a private plane with 8 people on board went down over the water late Sunday. That's near the...
So this is a private jet, sir. This is a private jet loading with those people going on a private hunt, going to hunt ducks. Little did they know they were sitting ducks. Let's see what kind of plane that they were in.
That's near the small town of Atlantic. Okay. It was a group of parents and teens on a duck hunting trip. We're told 4 teenagers on board were Cole McInnes, Daley Shepard, Jake Taylor, and Noah Styron. The sheriff saying
Jacob, Noah.
Tonight, one body has been located, but he did not release the person's name out of respect for the families.
Okay, but they are no more. Okay, let's see. Now, look at this, man. Yo, when we told you the judgment is against the loin of the 83s, okay, you got those guys with their guns. Did they help them? Could they shoot the ley line? Did they? Could they go against the mighty one? You had guns. You guys had guns, but you could not shoot the mighty one. You could not shoot the ley line. We keep telling you this thing's going to keep happening. It's going to happen. It's going to be at one point that those giant commercial, like American Airlines, United Airlines, or Southwest, or even goddamn Spirit Airline, they are just going to fall off the sky. Those guys were in a private jet, okay? I'm not quite sure what's the name of it, okay? Somebody put this, read scripture, Genesis through Revelation, in order to know what's going on in this world. Yeah, whatever, man. So now, beloved, why? Oh, damn. All right. You know what? Let's watch this a little bit, one more. And I forgot to put Genesis 15. This thing just remind me. I didn't put Genesis 15 verse 13 here. Okay. Boy. Okay, let's get Genesis 15 verse 13. Why is this happening? You know, why is it? Okay, Genesis 15 verse 13. There you go. Ha, yes. Genesis 15 verse 13. And he said unto Abram, know of a surety that thy seed shall be a stranger in a land that is not theirs, and shall serve them, and they shall afflict them for 100 years. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. All praises, yes. For 100 years, man. From 1619 to 2019, the 400 years is up, it's over, it's done. Right after 2019 to 2020 and over, all you've seen, beloved, is nothing but calamity, hardships, troubles, wars, disease, plagues. All this stuff are coming against the loin of the Gentiles, and there's nothing they can do about it. Beloved, all they can do right now is slander. It's just what? Oh, did this thing break again? Oh boy, did Mark? It sounds like it broke. No, it's not broken. All right, let's keep on moving. All right. What those people can do right now is to slander. There's nothing they can do. Because our 40-day fast, because of our prayers, because we are getting more knowledge, and then they are being destroyed. And they are destroyed. This is not us making things up. It's because the prophecy is being fulfilled. Right after this, his mighty one say, and also that nation whom they shall serve will I judge. And he's judging the nation through the 10 plagues of the apocalypse of Abraham. And let me see. Oops. Okay. To the 10 plagues of the apocalypse of Abraham. The first plague that we saw was destruction by pestilence among the cattle. So the birds, the cattle is any animal, whether they are eatable or they are food or non-food, so to speak. Like a pig is not a food. You should not eat the pig. But the Gentiles, they pretty much can eat anything. I mean, Moab is into eating bats, snakes, and fetuses, you know. But yeah, you shouldn't be doing this. But I mean, if you want to do this, hey, glory to the Most High. But yeah, that's what happened. Plague number 3, destruction by pestilence among the cattle. Thunder voices and destroying earthquake. The ley line is all over. And then you see how those people are being destroyed, okay? There's nothing they can do. Let us keep on moving with the mighty power of his majesty. This is not men doing this. This is not, what do you call this again? This is not alien doing this. This is his supreme majesty doing that.
Survivors after a plane crash in Johnson County, Kansas.
We gotta come back around. What's that?
A local airport is closed as federal officials take over the investigation.
Yes, you need to exit the airspace. We just had a plane crash off the departure and they're on fire.
It's another tragic day. Just reminds you how precious life is.
The latest on the search for a cause.
We have several breaking news stories tonight all around the metro. First, that plane crash in Johnson County. The airport is now closed while federal officials are investigating. KMBC 9's Jackson Kurtz is live in Johnson County, Kansas with what we know. Jackson.
Well, Emily, we're still trying to figure out how many people were on this plane when it crashed. Right now, the FAA and NTSB are taking over the investigation.
Of course, the FAA is always there. We are the FAA. We're going to tell you what. Nah, man, you guys, listen. They know very well the energy has shifted. They know for a fact that this thing is not being caused by 5G or whatever they choose to say. It's the mighty one. FAA never told the people like, yo, stop doing this. Stop going in the sky and flew there. The mighty one gonna take you down. Or the FAA gonna come and investigate. Okay, what did you guys find after the investigation? But we find there is more investigation need to be done. So we need Congress to pass the bill so we can get more money, so we can do more investigation to find out what is the cause of all this. Yeah, whatever, man.
There's some video from a little earlier when we arrived on scene shortly after the crash. What we do know is that this plane crashed shortly after 10 a.m. this morning. Kansas State Highway Patrol says Olathe Fire were notified of the crash at 10:21 this morning. When they arrived, Olathe Fire says they saw the plane fully engulfed with flames and grass also on fire and lots of black smoke. They put out those flames with foam. Now, according to FlightAware, this plane was headed towards Albuquerque, New Mexico. Highway Patrol tells us no one was transported from the scene of this crash.
It's another tragic day. You know, it's a beautiful day.
Okay, so let me just enlarge this for those of you who think we are playing here. For those of you, you know what? I'm going to stop doing this. I'm going to stop saying stuff. I'm just going to leave things on the screen so that people can see for themselves, because people think I'm twisting things. They think like I am doing this. Well, in fact, I am doing this, but not me. I am. The great He is, His Supreme Majesty. Look, listen, man, I don't know, and really, I don't care who you are, man. This cannot be a coincidence. The captain is in the midst. The captain... Captain Michael Hall, the captain that guarded the hall. Michael Hall, Mike, Big Mike, the Michael line, aka the Dragon line. Michael is in the mist. Daniel 12:1 is here, man. He is. Woo! At least that's what I'm seeing, and I am not moved. I am not dismayed. This is what it is. You can't make this up. This thing is all over. This thing is all over. You cannot sit there and saying, okay, well, this, like, you pay, Big Leaf, you pay those guys, or you're part of the so-called the elites. You're part of the enemy, you know, with the whole fiasco thing going out there. You think, beloved, you think if one of us was doing something to deceive you, we would have doing it on public? You think if I had any intention to lead you astray, I would have revealed to you my pentacle, things that I practice? It's because I don't care, man. I don't give a crap. Let me go astray. You save yourself. I told you, I don't care about going to the kingdom, man. None of this, man. I'm just that kid that got out of home. Well, at least us. We went somewhere. We did some stuff. Daddy kicked us out. And we're going to go home. And then when we get home, we do not have the key because the key is inside. We knock on the door. And then the butler see who we are and say, hey, they have come back. And Daddy going to say, let them in. And then we're going to get in. You think I need the key to get there? I live there. I'm from there. Of course, some other friends going to follow me. They will need the key to get in. I don't. I'm not worried about none of those things. That's why I told people, do not follow me. Just cut me off. Run for your life. I'm a man. I'm a deceiver. If you follow me, I will deceive you. Do not follow me. What I'm trying to tell you here, this man right here, Captain Mike Hall, it's a straight up message that the Mighty One sent. He said there will be no survivors. There will be no survivors. You see, you Gentiles cannot get away with this. No matter what you do, you can't get away. You can only, again, slander. That's all you can do. You can just say things and pay people to say stuff or trying to bring things down. But this right here, there will be no survivor. All praises to the Most High. Let us keep on going.
It's a beautiful Sunday. Weather's fantastic. And then you get an event like this and just reminds you how precious life is.
Thank you, Michael.
As for the airport, we just confirmed they plan on being closed until midday tomorrow. And 101st Street from Flum to Quivira is also closed. In Johnson County, Jackson Kurtz, KMBC 9 News.
So again, those things are not happening as if 2 years, 3 years. This is February the 13th, okay? All right, let me see. Heartbreaking news. Thank this lady commentator. She's clear straight. So sad. God bless the family. Sad news. Rest in peace. Rest in peace. Prayers. They are calling them accident, now sudden strokes, etc. I saw one alleged car, of guy driving home from his clutch. Anyway, what they are saying, those people, I don't even talk about this again because I just, whatever, man. Those people, they, Jabba the Hutt, that has nothing to do with this, man. This is the ley line, the power of His Supreme Majesty. There is a holy visitation upon this earth, whether you want it or not. 25 degrees winds howling and off. Okay. There was another bad accident yesterday afternoon involving PC-12 with 3 adults and 4 teenagers that went into the Atlantic about 4 miles away. Okay, no survivor. Okay, those interesting to look at. Okay, so I was, let me see. This is the second and 1 and 2 weeks that's super suspicious. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. The Gentiles or whoever this dude is, they are asking questions. This is the second 1 and 2 weeks that's super suspicious. People need to start telling those people what's going on here. What's going on here. Okay? All right, it's like that's the 2 of them in 2 weeks. Let's check the update on this one. It's been 12 hours.
Tonight, first responders converging near the Outer Banks of North Carolina after a weekend flight took a tragic turn. Officials say a private plane with 8 people on board went down over the water late Sunday near the small town of Atlantic. The plane, a single-engine Pilatus PC-12. Family members of those on board say its owner was flying a group of kids and parents for a special one-day duck hunt. Among those, friends Cole McInnes, Daley Shepard, Jake Taylor, and Noah Styron.
We have no indication that anyone survived the crash.
Photos capture the group celebrating a fun weekend before leaving for the trip back home. The flight's return path last seen on radar by an air traffic controller at Marine Corps Air Station Cherry Point, who shared the aircraft was seen behaving erratically, then disappeared from the radar screen. The Coast Guard immediately launched rescue crews both on the water and in the air. Tonight, this message from the high school, now missing 4 of its own. Prayers for our students and the families of these individuals. We will get through this together.
And tonight, the Coast Guard's confirmed that in addition to recovering...
No, we are not in this together. And you guys will not go through this or recover or go through this or none of this nonsense. This is the time for your judgment, and it is here.
Pieces of that plane, they've also found the body of 1 of those 8 people on board. Officials stressing the search is still very much ongoing to find those remaining 7.
All praises. Now, what I'm about to show you here is not, if you've been here for at least a year and a half or 2 years, you will understand this, but it will be hard for me to even pull this up. It's going to take me some time to show you what that is, okay? We're going to watch in the beginning of this. I just noticed something, then we're going to stop. Now, watch this. Listen to this.
Tonight, first responders converging near the Outer Banks of North Carolina after a weekend flight took a tragic turn.
Look at the position.
Officials say a private plane with 8 people on board went down over the water late Sunday near the small town of Atlantic.
Now, why would they say it take near a small town, Atlantic? We know Atlantis is rising. We know the land that is under the water is going to go up. It's going to be here. We know that the Mighty One is he's giving us our knowledge back. This information was released unto us 2 years ago. We're going to freeze this. We're going to bring something here right quick. All right. So, this is from years ago, but a year and a half ago, so to speak, when the Most High was releasing the knowledge of the ley line unto us. We have documented So many plane crash. One dead after a small plane crash and parking lot in Burleson. 2 killed when plane crash. There's a black hole volcano here. Plane crash in Louisiana. Plane crash over here. I stopped doing this because it become overwhelmed. I was overwhelmed about this because too overwhelming, so to speak. Plane crash, SBA, plane crash, helicopter crash, Kobe Bryant plane crash. It's all over. Plane crash in Utah, 2 hospital plane crash, Butte, Devil's Tower, plane crash. Now, when we start getting to breaking news, Lansing plane crash, they all have links in them. Okay, you can go check them. Well, actually, you can't because you don't have my computer. Okay, Washington Monument, the ley line. Now, there is a ley line that came from all the way to Atlanta, Georgia. Where is it? Atlanta, Georgia. Okay, which is Atlantis. Of course, we told you about this in our previous videos. Okay, Atlanta, Georgia. Now watch this ley line. This ley line goes straight. Look at this. Let's follow that ley line straight. You see North Carolina? Past this all the way. Pass that. Pass. You see how straight it goes? This is the place that the missing fisherman, okay, missing boats. There is something here. They keep getting missing. The moment you see, look at this, okay, Atlantic, the small town, and look at those those little islands stretching. All right. Oops, excuse me. Okay, those little island right here stretching. Okay, and the accident always happen somewhere around here. I'm not quite sure what they have here. North Carolina. Okay, so there you see this massive amount of you see it's like it's blue. Oh, it's blue right here, and this is deepest blue. Again, like we told you, this is where Africa used to be. Okay, if you study this massive darkish blue, okay, you see how it's shaped, and then you see there's a little cut right here, like a boots. You let it a little cut, and then it go over there. It's so deep. That's the darkest blue. And then when you go to Africa, okay, you watch the back. Okay, see how it's shaped? Should I shape like this? And then you see how it's shaped back there, like the little boots. This part used to be connected that way. If you bring, you see how the corner, the horn over there, it's really hard to explain. You see the corner over here because this part was right here on the days of Peleg, of course. Okay, this little a cut you see right there, you see how the cut look like this and that, it used to be right here. Okay, Africa used to be here. This part used to be right here, used to be connected there. Okay, that's when before we effed up the whole thing with Atlantis, shooting stuff and do all sort of nonsense. Now, when you look at this energy right here, of course, and if you look at that squiggly thing right here, this is a dragon, so to speak. Okay, it's hard, but it is what it is. You see how this used to be a giant river, okay, and then but it's dry. Okay, there's a giant. You can see the dragon tail right here. Let's say a fish. You see the tail like right here, like a hawk. Okay, and then you see the body of that giant sea monster. And then you can see the eyes right there. At least that's what I'm seeing. And then the head look like a giant whale or something. But anyway, there's this line, this energy line. We told you the true Bermuda Triangle is from the Atlantean Temple in Tortuga Island, okay, to Atlantis, Atlanta. Well, to Atlanta, Atlantis, past to oops. There we go. Halifax, Canada, and then back to, oops. and back to the temple. The temple, Atlanta, Halifax. The temple, Atlanta, Halifax. That's the true Bermuda Triangle. That's why the plane is missing right here. If you look at the inside of the temple of the triangle, okay, we look at the Atlantic. Is it Atlantic, North Carolina? Let's see the name of the town. Okay, it's called Atlantic. Let's listen to the name. Hang on.
Officials say a private plane with 8 people on board went down over the water late Sunday near the small town of Atlantic. The plane, a single-engine Pilatus PC-12. Family members of those on board.
Okay, it's Atlantic, North Carolina. I say Atlantic Beach. Atlantic, North Carolina. Let's get this to be precise. Whoops. There you go. Okay, let's drop a pin here. 8 plane crash. Oops, plane crash. I stopped doing this because I realized that it's people won't get it, okay? There you go. Is that what that is? There we go. See, it is inside of the circle, whatever the ley line that we trace, the line. Okay, somewhere around here, around this coast, there is an energy. I don't know what it is. You know, I mean, it didn't have. This is like the town, but the plane crash happened somewhere around there. Is that what that is? Let me see what they said. Okay.
Board say its owner was flying a group of kids and parents for a special one-day duck hunt. Among those, friends Cole McInnes, Daly Shepard, Jake Taylor, and Noah.
I just realized one of those dude name was Shepard. Okay, all right.
Styron.
We have no indication that anyone survived the crash.
Ashe or Asa, A-S-A, Ashe Buck. You know, for those of you Otep Negroes out there.
Survived the crash.
Photos capture the group celebrating a fun weekend before leaving for the trip back home. The flight's return path last seen on radar by an air traffic controller at Marine Corps Air Station Cherry Point, who shared the aircraft was seen behaving erratically. Then disappeared from the radar screen. The Coast Guard immediately...
Okay, so disappear, that means it fell. Okay, something here, I don't know what it is. Again, according to what I'm learning from Sensei, he said the Leviathan is one of the main culprit of this, because what you're calling Leviathan is actually very smart. This thing is sentient, is very smart. He can talk. He know all the technology, because a lot of if not all of them, they are embodied in him, according to what he was saying. Okay, you do your own research, but there's so many things going on here on this little side. Okay, the Atlantic Ocean is the most violent one. It's the most agitated one. But enough about this. We said enough crap. Let's keep on moving, okay? We watch this. Let's keep on going, brothers, okay?
One person was transported to the hospital following a minor plane crash south of the Southern Illinois Airport runway in Jackson County tonight. Authorities tell us the plane impacted a large power line, knocking out power to over 3,000 residents in the area before landing on private property belonging to a local recycling center. Airport authorities are on scene with local law enforcement and fire officials investigating the crash. Witnesses we spoke with who were near the crash at the time tell us they heard a boom when the plane crashed.
And I was cooking some dinner, and all of a sudden the light started flickering when it hit the ground, I'm guessing, because I heard a little bit like a rumble in the dirt on the ground, and somehow the light started flickering and such.
And I just took the dogs out, and when I was coming in, I just got in.
Hi, brother, go ahead. That's literal right here for those of you who understand what's going on here.
And I heard a pretty good rumble. It wasn't like a long rumble or anything, but just like a pretty quick and hard one. And I felt a little bit of vibration. And when I went outside, you could see the smoke and stuff like that. But as far as being able to actually get up to it, we wasn't able to yet. But
police say a single-engine plane was involved. It was unclear if it was related to the SIU aviation program.
All right. Another one. This is in Chicago. Is that what that is? Illinois? It's somewhere in Illinois. So yeah, well, These things is getting worse for those people. Okay, all right, let us keep on moving. Oops.
Good evening, I'm Brooke Slyer. We begin with breaking news out of Jackson County. A female pilot is in the hospital recovering from non-life-threatening injuries tonight after crashing a small plane and hitting a transformer. Now, at one point, that left thousands in the area without power. Our Julie Williams has been on scene near Simcoe Recycling with first.
How high was those power line and how low she was flying?
Responders. So, Julie, what can you tell us tonight?
Brooke, tonight I can tell you that the scene is secured, and that is according to Southern Illinois Airport. I know it's dark out here behind me. The airport is in front of me, and behind me is actually the scene of that crash. To my right, Southern Illinois police, airport police are out there just to keep the site contained. They tell me that plane went down about 5:50 this evening. So just hours ago, they responded, as well as Carbondale Fire Department, basically to secure the scene. They tell me the FAA, the Federal Aviation Administration, will be here tomorrow to actually kind of go into that scene, into that site, and, kind of assess what's going on. So I want to show you, too, because it did knock out power for a lot of Murfreesboro. I was driving through town maybe about 7 this evening, and it was dark. There were maybe a few traffic lights that were on, but really not a lot going on. So that's when we came out to the airport here, and we actually talked to airport officials. We'll listen in on what they had to say.
Yeah.
Right now, the airport police have secured the scene. In the morning, the FAA will send an inspector. They will assess the damage and the scene of the crash itself. It's a training aircraft here at the airfield for the Flightline FBO.
Whatever, man, whatever. So, what those people are doing or what they are saying is just they really don't know what's going on. You know, I mean. What you're calling elite, they're well aware that the energy shift. You know, wow. When I look at this look like the Star of David. Okay, this is like 2 Star David. You can see it look perfect. Okay, the 6-pointed star. This is beautiful. I don't know if I'm the only one who see this, but of course, people will scream witchcraft because somehow I'm the one doing this anyway. So, this is the star. I mean, I'm seeing it. Okay, this is the triangle down, and then this is the triangle up. If you put the triangle down and triangle up on top of each other, it's form the light. I mean the 6-pointed stars, and you can see it here too. I don't know. I'm just saying. All right. So, all right then. We got enough of this year. Let us keep on moving. The ley line is very active.
Okay, let's head to Northwest Harris County for a developing story. A small plane crashed on a golf course and 2 people were hurt. This happened at the Pine Forest Country Club near West Houston Airport. Brittany Ford is live at the scene for an update this morning. Good morning, Brittany. What's the latest?
Well, Lauren, the big question here is why did that plane crash? That's what investigators are still trying to figure out here this morning. The good news, as you mentioned, that man and that woman we're told that were inside are expected to be okay. But let's walk you through what we know now, and you can take a look at some video. This is a photo that DPS tweeted up.
The plane landed in a golf course upside down. This is not the first time that happened. I don't know why people are not seeing this, but let's see again. That was a video a long time ago we did on multiple airplane landed upside down in a golf course. Let me see. Oops. Oh no. Oh, is it good? All right, let me see it. Small plane landed upside down in golf court. No, golf course. Okay, upside down in the Everglades. Upside down in Mulberry Field, upside down in in the Fort Lauderdale Airport, upside down. Golf course, golf Golf with G. Golf course. Why would they give me crash or clash for the first time? No, not this one. There's one that happened 5 years ago. 2 months or 3 months, 8 months. But nonetheless, this thing it landed upside down. So that's not the first time.
Of that plane last night, we're told that that plane is a 1977 Mooney model. Investigators say the plane went down around 7:30 last night here at the Pine Forest Golf Course. DPS says the man and woman inside were flying from San Antonio looking to land somewhere in West Houston. Now we're told first responders were able to get the two out after a lengthy rescue.
The fire department did a great job of extricating them out of the airplane as it was upside down, and they're being transported to Herman Memorial for possible injuries. We are happy to report that they're still alive at this time.
And happy to report that they are still alive at this time. This is really the good news here. Both people inside were injured but expected to be okay. DPS says they were alert and talking after the crash. Their identities have not yet been released. Now we're told NTSB has taken over the investigation here, but Lauren, still a lot of questions into why this all happened.
What a scary experience for those people. Brittany Ford reporting live for us. Thank you so much for that update.
Yeah, well, excuse me. Yeah, they still don't know why indeed, why indeed.
My mom was a wonderful person. I mean, she was beautiful inside and out. She was very fun to be around.
Deb Velleman, a Waukesha resident, was in a plane crash off the coast of Panama. Rescuers saved her husband, the pilot, and another passenger from the Pacific Ocean. But Deb and another Illinois woman were nowhere to be seen. Her son Jake was at the airport waiting to pick them up.
Can't even begin to describe the horror of realizing that something had gone wrong.
That feeling made worse when he learned his mother had not been rescued.
Unfortunately turned from a rescue operation to a recovery operation.
An operation he says was neglected by the U.S. government.
The people that you would
it's not neglected. You people, you Gentiles, gonna have to feel like when the government literally tell you, they can tell you the truth, but they can somewhat show you the truth in a way that we cannot respond to this because there's nothing we can do. It's not like they neglect you or they were acting slow. They know there were nothing they can do about it. They know for a fact the judgment is yet, the time is done, time is over, there's nothing they can do about it.
Expect to come to your aid, the entities you would expect to come to your aid didn't.
Yes.
But do.
Oh, damn. What? Listen to what this guy just said. Listen. Oh man, I didn't realize he said this.
U.S. government.
The people that you would expect to come to your aid, the entities you would expect to come to your aid, didn't.
The entities that you expect, because they always save you. Now that we know who they are, what they are doing, we know their names. We know there's 72 of them. There's the kings, the dukes, the marquises. Okay, we know them. We know what they are. We put a spell on them. We locked them up. And then they did not come to rescue you. You see, what you're calling the soul government around the world, they all deal with demons, demonology. They cannot use the angels. They can only use the demons. We can use both. And guess what? The demons had obeyed us. We told them, hey, we tamed them by the power of the great and supreme majesty, the Most High God Almighty. We told them, stop. And we freeze them. And that's why they didn't come for your help. We give great glory, great praises unto the Mighty One.
Government.
The people that you would expect to come to your aid, the entities you would expect to come to your aid, didn't. But do-gooders and the kind of people like my mom who would step in and come to the aid of someone in need, they did.
The help.
This is very emotional for this dude right there, man, because they let him down. They really let this fellow down. Because what's going on is the Gentiles, they never been in this situation. They never been in a situation like that. They never had to suffer hardship. It's always people coming and help them, rescuing them, give unto them. They don't have to do anything. But right now, they were expecting the so-called U.S. government or this entity to come and save them, but it didn't. It didn't. All praises.
Help didn't come from D.C. or Panama. It came from much closer to home, from Black River Falls, Wisconsin.
He got a hold of me and told me about the case.
Keith Cormican founded Bruce's Legacy, a nonprofit organization providing search and recovery aid for drowning victims. He left for Panama to help.
We had waves and wind to deal with. It was just a very brutal search.
Using sonar, he soon found the plane nearly 2 miles off the coast and later recovered both bodies inside.
We realized the importance of having that closure. That's what drives us. It's definitely, why I do what I do is because of that.
No matter what you'll hear from any government entity here, it was one guy from Wisconsin that really got this job done and who put us, our families, on a path to closure.
Okay, so now, excuse me. Now you're looking at this beautiful family over there. I believe mother and son, wife and husband. Okay, so again, like we told you, in the Gentiles' mind, everything, not only everything is all right, everything is going to be all right. And if anything ever happened that is somewhat abnormal, it will quickly go back to normal. And they refuse to realize this is it. Something is going on, and it's not little alien nor my own government that been protecting me for all that long. That's what the dude say the entities that you, the people that you thought that were going to be there, they didn't. But they always been there. The government always protect me, provide me with everything, redlining, keep them niggas over there, keep me here over here and stuff. What seems to be the issue now? What seems to be the problem? Why is it there is a delay, or they just stop helping us? Because they know their goose is cooked. It is done. One of the main reasons why a lot of people are sending emails and stuff, and they say, okay, why don't you keep sending a curse upon them anymore? I'm like, yo, the curses are working. It is done. And the dream the brother had, where him and I and brother from Georgia was fighting this invisible force, and then that force showed up when we corner it and that stuff, and then the portal opened. An angel came out with the three giant dog. That's it, man. And the fight is out of our hand. It's sad to say this, brothers. It's felt like the Most High is putting an end to so-called my ministry. It's just, they say, this is it. Your job is done. That's it. I will give you rest that you are deserving. Not killing me, man. Not killing me. Hey, if this is it, man, all praises. But he will pull me. He gave me stuff. He said, for now on, you will move in the shadow. Everything you will walk right now is gonna be specifically for you and for me. Like I told you, I feel like he's pulling me away because certain things are not met. Matthew 7:6, if you catch my drift. Okay, it is done, brothers. There's nothing else that needs to be said, or nothing else that needs to be that needs to be doing, that needs to be done, so to speak. Boy, I'm so tired. Okay, but the mighty one, we're still there. We're still doing what we need to do. We are bringing his glory and forth. Those people are well aware of that. Why do you think Perry Stone is copying? Why do you think T.D. Jakes and all the other guys and all the other pastors, the Elamites, are copying? Because they receive the orders from the big dog. The big dog, tell the Vatican, the Vatican tell them, and they do that. But the big man is the one who control everything. So that's why till now you see those people still with this smile in their face. It's all fake, though. They know what it is. They know what's going on. And then a lot of those people, they are no more. And they will add those folks that are no longer in this picture. They say, oh well, there's a great resignation. Those people, they retired and stuff and things like that. Okay, man, no matter, whatever, dude, whatever. All right, all praises. Let us keep on moving.
To closure.
Courtney joins us now live. So, Courtney, the family has closure, but they're still working to bring Deb back home.
Joyce, the family tells me they are still working with the government to fly Deb's body back to the U.S. so that they can have a memorial here.
All right, let us keep on moving with the mighty line, the ley line.
Meanwhile, the Federal Aviation Administration, they are investigating after passengers tried to restrain an unruly passenger. It was on a flight that left from LaGuardia and was heading to Orlando.
Go ahead and take a look.
Y'all do something. No, let me go. No.
The Frontier flight had to make an emergency landing in North Carolina on Wednesday, and passengers say that man was complaining about the person sitting behind him. The woman who took this video you see here says he claimed that person was sticking him with a needle to collect his DNA.
All praises. Crazy, man. Crazy things, crazy. Yeah, the ley line is making people crazy out there, man. But hey, why do I know? It could happen for real. It could be like they see this dude, they're like, hey, sweet, he's one of them. Let me get his DNA. Because somewhat, we've been living with them for 400 or 500 years. They didn't have time to get all our DNAs. Now they want to get it.
He threatened everyone on the plane, saying, he'd smack us all, he'd kill us all.
The plane eventually did make its way to Orlando later on that night.
A scary situation.
Okay, now, oops. You see this?
Was sticking him with a needle. He here says he claimed that person was sticking him with a needle to collect his DNA.
He threatened everyone.
You see what's going on here now? Because I am no longer permitted to tell people to do things. If I was in this situation, I would have stayed calm. I would have never get out of my seat and put my hand on someone and try to restrain this person, because I am not the authority. I am not the savior. I have no power. I will just sit down and let everything happen the way they need to happen. But in the case this fellow come against me and my family, that would be another story. But I would never play the hero and go over there and then try to restrain this guy that I don't even know. I don't even know what this dude is carrying. When I say carrying, physically and hygienically, medically speaking, so to speak, for those of you who understand his. I would not get involved with this because this is none of my business. If you get in an airplane and then you hear somebody say, well, this this guy or this woman, this man is sticking me with a needle and collect my DNA, and then you go ahead and you get involved, it could be true. Or you can get stick with a needle too. You don't know what those people have, and I don't know what those people have, excuse me. I would not do this. All praises and glory goes to the mighty one, his supreme majesty, the most high, all power God that created the heaven, the earth, and everything in them. Selah, so be it. Oh. Now, excuse me. Good morning. Traffic deaths are surging during the pandemic. Thank you for the beloved that sent me this. Okay. Oh boy, let me see. Okay. Thank you for the beloved that sent me this. Okay. This article. Okay. February 15th, 2022. Good morning. Traffic deaths are surging during the pandemic. Okay, we're going to read a little out of it, and then after that, we know for a fact what's going on, what's causing all the stuff. The United States is enduring its most severe increase in traffic death since 1940s. Always pay attention. Excuse me. I always pay attention to what the Gentiles always said. anytime they encounter something that never happened before, they always compare it with something that happened in the past that seems to be, I don't know, kind of like it. And then what they are doing, they're trying to project onto the audience that, hey, we went to this, look, and back in the 40s, it's back now, we good. Yeah, it's pretty much, it's gonna be the same thing like it was in the 40s. It is a sharp change from the recent norm. 2. Deaths from vehicle crashes have generally been falling since the late 1960s. Thanks to vehicle improvements, lower speed limits, and decline in drunken driving, among other factors. By 2019, the annual death rate from crashes was near its lowest level since car became a mass item in 1920s. Now, listen to this. By 2019, the annual death rate from crashes was near its lowest level since cars became a mass item in the 1920s. 1619, 2019, and then there you go. But then come the plague. But then come the 400 years. But then come the curse. Crashes and death begun. Now listen, brethren. They didn't say crashes and car deaths or crashes and accident deaths. They say crashes and deaths. That means generally people are dying. Crashes and deaths began surging in the summer of 2020. Remember all those videos we used to do? Surprising traffic experts, surprising traffic, the traffic experts. Surprise them, shock them, surprising traffic experts who had hope that relatively empty roads would cause accidents to decline. That's a lie, because the accident that were happening in 2020 is still happening now. They are not regular accident. You had less people in the street or in the roads driving. You would have expect less accident, or you would expect no accident at all. You had more. But there was a reason for that. There's still a reason, okay? Instead, an increase in aggressive driving more than made up for the decline in driving, and crashes continue to increase when people return to the roads later in the pandemic. Per capita, vehicles deaths rose 17.5% from the summer of 2019 to last summer, according to Times analysis of federal data. It is the largest 2 years increase since just after World War II. You have to understand, brothers, those people, they are seeing this. They are seeing the ley line. They are seeing all those accidents. They know about it. It's not like something they like, oh, we don't know about it. It's just like randomly happened. No, they know. They know. They are watching. They are watching. Whether they're watching us or they are just watching the news. Even if you are not watching us, you're watching the news, you would have seen, wait a minute, something is not right. It's, brethren, car accidents is like everywhere. Is that thing even recording? I don't even think that I say this, all right? And the volume was very low. It could be very low. If it's very low, I am so sorry. It's I can't really put my mouth in there. It's gonna be too high. But if it turn out to be low, I will listen to it and I will like increase the volume manually. Okay. So erratic behavior. I'm not going to rising inequality. Other garbage. The viruses. The Olympics. Is that what that is? I think we're done with it. Anyway, so those people, they are seeing there's a rise, and then they really don't know what's going on. But hey, we do. This is the ley line. All praises to the Most High. 400 years is over. 1619, 2019. It's only gonna get worse from this point forward. Let's keep on moving. Okay, 8 people missing. Yeah, we already watched that ley line. Let's keep on moving.
This morning at a little after 10 o'clock, the Nissan behind me was stopped at this light here at Cunningham and West Little York. They were headed eastbound. They were stopped at a red light. The tow truck was towing another vehicle and was headed eastbound as well at what we believe is a very high rate of speed. We see no indication that there was any braking prior to impact.
That's the thing, because he did not see the car. To him, but I don't know how to explain this. Anyway, but to him, he was driving at a regular speed. He was driving like it's normally, but hey, boom, he just hit this.
He ran into the back of that Nissan, drove them a number of feet into the ditch here, and tragically there was a 4-month-old or an infant, 4 to 7 months old, in the back seat of that car, and was transported to the hospital where he was pronounced deceased.
Okay, so excuse me. Okay, I'm gonna stop here, and we can see this number right here in the back, and then we can see the 3 + 4 here, and then 1 + 3 for the 4 corner of the earth, and we give the Most High great glory, great praise, man. Terrible.
A tough story coming out of Tooele County tonight.
The mother and father of a 12-year-old boy who sadly died by suicide this week now sharing a message to other families who may be struggling. We want to warn you, this may be hard to watch.
Fox 13 News reporter Spencer Joseph joining us after speaking with the boy's family, who is calling for good in that community tonight with the hashtag #DoItForDrake. Spencer.
Yeah, that hashtag going viral right now, reaching so many communities. I spoke with his parents tonight who hope his story can be a force for good, not only across our state, but the world.
From the day Drake was born, his emotions came through his eyes. He was born with the biggest, beautiful blue eyes.
Drake was a special boy.
He loved to make people laugh. He loved to...
Okay, all right. I was not going to go there, but again, this shirt that she wearing say jazz. Now the word jazz is, apparently mean jazz music. Back in the early 20s, I believe, the so-called the African American, like they would like to refer to our people, came with this music, jazz. But according to the beloved brother Dr. Claude Anderson in his book and many of his videos, it's a mockingly. Oh, give me a second. Yes, so according to Dr. Claude Anderson, excuse me, back in the 1920s, the community, our brothers, they were called African American, they used to play this new music, and the music was good and it was beautiful. The so-called whites, they did love the music, they love it, but then again they cannot play it because of course it's not in them. They don't have the rhythm, they don't have what they need to do to play it, to do it. And they used to make fun of our people. They used to call the music ass music. Ass music. It's like it's jackass music. That's the name of jazz. The original name was jackass music because they used to call our people donkeys, and till this day. And when they hear the music, so, I mean, that's jackass music playing. And then they used to come to our parties, and our people will let them in. They will dance, and behind our back, they will call us those things. And it's going on for years and years, and the music never been recognized until they start making money on it. And when they ask the people, what is this form of music? What is it called? And then they say it's jackass music because the blacks came with it. We call it jackass music. And our people put the slang in it's jazz. And then that's when they call all that jazz. They came in with the movies. They were making movies about our people. They had a white dude singing that movie, all that jazz and stuff like that. And yeah, that's where jazz came from. Jackass, our people, and you see these women sitting there, and with that jazz music, the jazz T-shirt. Literally, jokes on you now. It doesn't feel too well now. That your son is no longer, because he took himself out because of bully. You guys were the biggest bully. You will come and you bully our people when they were playing. You will set it on fire. You will chase them down the street. You'll do everything, and then now look at you.
To do what he could to always make sure that somebody had a friend.
He also loved to make people laugh. He was a goofball.
He loved to love.
He had some problems at school, though, some instances of bullying.
Drake had a bully. Just one. A single bully. As much as this kid would pick on him about him being small, or that he had crooked front teeth, or his favorite color is purple, Drake always tried to find a way around it to make this kid want to be his friend.
That's a huge mistake. That's the biggest mistake when it comes to deal with your enemy. They came in with this garbage in the church to our people. Love and be friend with your enemy. Love your demon and be friend with them. It's a demon. It's an infernal spirit. Boy. Anyway, I'm not grieving over this, but anyway. What is an infernal spirit?
According to the Free Dictionary, another name for a demon, an evil spirit residing in hell and which may take many different forms.
That's what that other boy was. An infernal spirit. That's what it is, brethren. Do not ever tell your child, well, at least I will never tell my daughter, my child, to be friend. Anytime somebody beat on you, kill you, rape you, rob you, try to be their friend. One day, they're going to see the error of their way. It's been 400 years, 500 years. Okay, all right. This is a perversion, okay, of the pentagram. They put it upside down. They're inviting demons in. All right. Okay, so those are infernal. They don't look like that. Like, there we go. So, see, like Baal, he doesn't look like that. He's a spirit. He bow, like for his hand, he bow a cat and a frog, the head of a human, so they can talk to you, and then his leg were like spider legs. So that's how it appear, because the bow, body parts. Okay. So this is an infernal spirit, and those things don't play, man. They will kill you in a fraction of a second. They move at lightning speed. Okay, they don't look like that. So he bowed the head of a cow or goat, the face of a human, the head of a lion, the leg of a cow, the leg of a duck or bird, and the body, the wings of a dragon. And then they will come and they will talk to you. This is Asmodeus, the one in the book of Tobit. That's why they removed those books. Okay, this thing looks scary, but they are they are cowards. The moment they know you are aware of who they are and what they can do, and you know how to block and fight them, they will run. They will persecute another person. Okay, all right. This dude, it's not like they can get off this thing. This thing is part of them. It's connected to them. Okay, those are infernal spirit. You don't deal with them. Okay, this bow the head of a unicorn and the body of a man. Okay, those are infernal spirit. All right. Okay, the tail of like a donkey, the body of a man, the horn of a beast, or whatever. Those things are not meant to be friend with. They are meant to be whipped. They are meant to be tamed. They are meant to be bind and locked away. That's a huge mistake, trying to be friend with them. When they come in our spiritual realm, they call in our normal realm, the physical realm, picture of a man. they look like this. They bow this body, they look like that. But the spirit that is in the person, you will see the spirit is so violent. Have you ever seen somebody do some crime? You will meet those people. Excuse me. Have you ever seen when those guys, those dudes do some crime? The crime is so hideous. You're like, how would somebody even think of doing something like this? Because they are literally infernal spirit. You used to see people in the news, you look at their eyes, you say, this dude is a demon, because they are. But when you call them in hurry, they will take those forms, because you command them. There is a word for it. It's called, when you made a somewhat an interpellation, when you call those guys, when you commanded them, so they don't have time. They just quickly come, and then that's why they look like this. They don't have the time to get the full body of somebody, because usually when they are calling those guys, they don't call them like in the cities. They go and they go in the forest where there is no one. Okay, they don't have the time to bow the nearest body around. The nearest body they can find is animals. So they will take a cat, a frog if they're in the forest, and a spider, and the head of a human, and then they will come. But if they are in the city, which is very difficult to do, they will pop up as men right in front of you. Okay, this boy that did this, he was trying to be friends with demons.
Just one, a single bully. As much as this kid would pick on him about him being small, or that he had crooked front teeth, or his favorite color is purple, Drake always tried to find a way around it to make this kid want to be his friend. I knew about it. The school was aware of it. Instances had happened and suspensions had happened. There was an incident that had happened Monday at school. He had a black eye, like a little bit of a black eye, but he had told my daughter, who was his best friend, what had happened. All he told me was, snitches get stitches.
But Wednesday, something was different.
He was very sober.
You heard what he say? Snitches get stitches. Excuse me. That's what they used to tell our people. Be in the gang, be stupid. If you snitch, you're gonna get snitches and all that. They didn't want to say anything, but hey, boomerang.
The whole time he just seemed off, but I look back on it, I don't know if I should blame myself or if I should have seen something more.
Through the tragedy, so many have offered support.
Do it for Drake. Now, let me tell you something. A lot of you are going to be disturbed for what I'm about to say, because you learn differently from me. Throughout my study, this is me speaking. I'm not speaking for everyone. Throughout my study, things that I study, things that has been delivered unto me, things that I uncover, I discover myself. There are spirit of vengeance out there. There are spirit of revenge out there. There are spirit of justice out there. And they are here to serve. The Mighty One, His Supreme Majesty, did not send you here to serve spirit or to serve men. He sent you here to dominate them, to be a representation of Him here, to be ambassador here for Him. When you have, at least if it was me, I have my daughter, never did anything to anyone. Of course, a demon came in and took her from me. And this way. And she killed. It happened. Hey, you killed my daughter. This is, well, he committed suicide and stuff. That's your word. Now, there are things that needs to be done. Justice must be served. Just like those people, they did all those things to our people, and they tell our people, don't do anything. Just pray for me so I can change. Be my friend. Hey, if you say anything, you'll get. If you're a snitch, snitches get stitches. You don't want to say anything. Don't go to your dad and talking about what I did because I'm gonna do more. Oh hell no. I'm going to go to my father and say, Daddy, something is done. This and this and that, and I need justice. And then Daddy will look at his hate man. He'll say, go. Find out. If my daughter was in the wrong or I was in the wrong, the spirit will come back and say, we can't do anything for you because you were in the wrong. But if I was in the right, if I didn't bother anyone and somebody take my daughter's life like this, that would be another story. But stitches get snitches, or don't do it for Drake and be all that passive. All those stuff are the things that they taught our people now. Look at you.
Starting the hashtag Do It For Drake.
I think my daughters came up with that in the hospital. It's a anti-bullying and suicide prevention. Suicides are so high right now.
And then you focus on ours. Remember that they had the black women sitting there whole day. Black History Month. Black male suicide are so high. Black children suicide are so high. This woman just told you straight up. They know it. Oh, black this is suicide so high. Black that is suicide is so high. Black. Well, those dudes that you're saying black is, those are a bunch of cowboys, of course. Their suicide is going to be high because they are dealing with infernal spirit. The the cowboyism that is on those people, it is a spirit of infernal. It's an infernal spirit. You have to know what it is. You have to know who he is, his specialty, what he can do, and definitely what he can't do, so you can block it. But again, a lot of our people, when you say things like that, they took it very offensively. They're like, okay, why would you want to know about demons? Why would you want to know about cocaine? Just he know that cocaine is bad and don't know anything about it. Well, can I see it? Can I study the compound? What makes a cocaine? Who made it? No, don't study anything about it. Okay, next thing you know, you go to a friend's house, that friend is somewhere, say, hey man, just chill, man. Hey man, do as you, just chill in the house, man, make yourself a drink and I'm coming. And you just go to this friend's house, you take some of the natural juice and stuff, you take some of that sugared powder, put in this juice, and then you stir it, and then you take a huge gulp, and then that's it for you, sir. You fell on your back and then you die. Because that powder sugar that you thought that was, because you don't know what it was, you just put it in there, you drink it, and then you know more. It just stops your heart. The reason why you need to know what you are dealing with is because you want to be precise, and you do not want your fight to last forever. We've been fighting forever, for over 400 or 500 years. The Heavenly Father give us all the knowledge we need to fight and then vanquish those things, but we refuse because we are afraid. The Christian church is still in us. When we look at things like this is scary. This thing can beat me. When in fact those things are cowards. The best thing they can do, when the moment you know who they are, you can defeat them. They flee. They will flee right in front of you. Okay, and we give great glory, great praise, man. Horrible things, man. All right.
And it's because of hurtful words.
And with this unthinkably tragic event, his parents hope by sharing his story of the bright, athletic, bigger-than-life boy he was, this can prevent it from ever happening again.
I'm angry. I'm angry, and I'm hurt, and I'm broken.
That is true. That's what they are feeling, brothers. Okay, and this woman she's angry, she's broken, and You know, a lot, because there's not, she did pretty much everything wrong here. When at least me, excuse me, at least if my child is being bullied, I want to know who this bully is, and I will talk to the principal or wherever. And this bully, I don't know, I don't know. Let's say if this dude and this dude will just know who that bully is, and they will know who the bully family is, where that bully live at. Something happened to that dude, son or children, and certain things will happen. She get out of here, man. But those people did everything wrong because that's what they taught us. Don't fight back. Be angry. Pray about it. Give it to white Jesus, okay?
And yet part of me just wants this bully to find peace, to not have any other kids fall.
That's another huge mistake. They are infernal spirit. They don't care about that. That's their job. That's what they do. Okay? Again, this is a perversion, okay? Oh boy. Whoops. Oh boy. Oh, no, that's a game. Okay. Infernal spirit. Whoops. All right then. Good. This is a perversion, okay? This is the head of a goat, all right? The body of a woman, okay? The hand of a man, the wing of like an eagle, and then the legs of a goat, and this is a perversion, you know? This is perversion. The Holy Ghost put it upside down. You know, those things, when they come, this is how they come. When you call them in the book of Solomon and stuff. This is a perversion. They flip it upside down. Okay? SMAEL, that's an invitation. When the pentagram is upside down, you invited them to come in, to possess you. And those people do this all the time. You put their name, you say coming in. You may come in, but it is flip upside up, and then it says do not enter. They cannot enter. And the circle has to excuse me, the circle has to be double. All of those has their own thing in it. Okay, that means head, left hand, right hand, left leg, right leg, but it's upside down. Those spirit, no matter what you say, I want them to find peace and stuff like that. They are infernal spirit. That means that's all they know what to do. That's why when some people did some heinous crime, they are laughing. They love when you say this, until when you know what they are, and then you're coming after them.
Because who's going to be next?
His parents even sharing that those as far away as Australia have messaged support to them in the wake of this tragedy. They also say they hope you talk to your kids and make sure they know that their actions matter. Spencer Joseph, Fox 13 News, Utah.
Spencer, thank you. Utah jazz star Donovan Mitchell reacting to the news of Drake's passing on Twitter this afternoon. Donovan wrote, "This is so heartbreaking." He added, "I'm praying for you and your family. If anyone has the family's info, please send it as soon as possible." Now, Donovan
Mitchell. you know, it's in the mix here, man. Jazz 45. You know what to do. We already know what to do. All praises. Glory, glory.
able to reach out to Drake's family directly.
All praises, man. Okay, those Negro always there, provided help and stuff. Hey, what's going on, man? This is sad. This is sad. Yeah, so because you guys are dealing with infernal spirit, you don't know when somebody's possessed. That's why right now there are certain people I don't deal with because they are possessed. Okay, they have spirits on them. That's why John say, test the spirit. Test the spirit. Okay, there's way you can test the spirit. That's why certain people, I do not go back and forth with them because they are possessed. You know, You don't argue with those people. You don't get involved in trying to prove things to them because they have an infernal spirit in them. It's two-way. Either you exercise this spirit or you let the spirit detriment the body. All praises. Let's keep on moving.
The Alameda County Sheriff's Office in mourning after one of its deputies unexpectedly dies while on duty.
Oh boy.
She and her husband are two of the nicest people in the world. They're liked by everybody. Their heart and soul was in this business, and just a terribly tragic loss.
Officials say 36-year-old Aubrey Phillips died from a brain aneurysm. Good evening, I'm Frank Mellinger.
And I'm Heather Holmes.
36.
Phillips was on duty at the time, working a midnight shift in Dublin. KTV's Alyssa Harrington joins us now live outside John Muir Medical Center in Walnut Creek with how the deputy is being remembered.
Well, Deputy Phillips was rushed here to John Muir Medical Center, and while she can't be saved, she is an organ donor. Sheriff Greg Ahern said that this is a way for her to live on through others.
We just want her to be remembered for the outstanding service that she provided.
Sheriff Greg Ahern with the Alameda County Sheriff's Office said the whole department is mourning the loss of Deputy Sheriff Aubrey Phillips. Phillips died after suffering a brain aneurysm during a traffic stop. This happened early Saturday in Dublin around 1:45 a.m. Phillips had just made an arrest at the intersection of Dublin Boulevard and Myrtle Drive. When she got back in her patrol vehicle, she began showing signs of distress.
Even the person that was taken into custody was trying to assist, telling her, lie on your side, giving her, shouting out, trying to call for help. And that got the attention of the deputy who was towing the vehicle.
Another deputy on scene ran over to help. Phillips was rushed to the hospital but was unable to be saved. She was just 36 years old.
It's a terribly tragic loss. She's a mother of three beautiful children.
Crazy, crazy, crazy. Now, beloved, you got this mother, going to work, arresting people and all that. And she is one of the, member of white supremacies, and she's out there doing her job. I mean, I don't blame her. I mean, to each his own, man. I mean, that's what the Most High guy got you doing, okay? You are doing into this and doing that. That's why I told the people, if I'm going to hell, let me go. But I'll be damned if I'm going to drag you with me. I do not want anybody to follow me, nor I'm leading people anywhere. Everything that come out of my mouth is not the truth. You take the bone, take the meat, and you leave the bone. I myself, His Supreme Majesty give me certain abilities and certain things that I can see. Certain things I understand. I don't give explanation for them because I know it's going to be a hell of a lot harder for the people to see it. For instance, I can read this guy's face. I can read his emotion. I can read his body. I can just look at him, his picture, and I can hear him. If you enlarge this picture right here and you look at this fellow's eyes, you see his eyes have no spark in it. It has no lights in it. He is dead inside. His eyes is straight up dark black. I'm not saying this fellow is demon possessed, but emotionally, physically, and mentally, he is broken. This face that you're looking at, beloved brothers and sisters, Jews and Gentiles alike, is this the face of Jacob's trouble? Is this the face of someone that is ready to take over the world? Is this the face of someone that is ready to lead the world? Is this the face of someone that is ready to be a part of the New World Order, or I don't know, the elites, or somebody that, I don't know, that has a bright future? Do you see brightness in his eyes? Do you see any bright future in his bodily movement or the way that he talk, his emotion, his mental state. You see, this is not the first time we are seeing this. Esau's trouble and the Gentiles' tribulation is very real. There's a big difference. There's a big reason why a lot of camps or brethren and sisters out there are not talking about this, but they will prefer to talk about like stuff about other people, like stuff about bringing you out, because to them they are the savior. To them they can stop. They know the mind of the mighty one. No, you don't. I don't. At least I don't. See, those people, as they have damaged our people beyond repair. And that is why you see all those things are happening to them. That is why you see the police officer they just call it aneurysm. This was a healthy young woman. She had 3 children, and then she 36 years old, you know, not for judgment or anything like that, but she was a healthy young woman. And she just died unexpectedly because she got strike. You see, there in the book of Solomon, there are demons. In the book of the Apocalypse of Abraham, those demons tell you how they kill people, what they do, and how they do it. Okay, there's a specific demon that strike you in your brain. Kidney disease, there's a demon over there. Liver disease, there's a demon in there. And they told you, say, hey, I give people, I messed up their livers. I messed up their kidneys. I messed up their heart. I messed up their guts. I killed the children. I strangled this person. That kid that died, that bullied the kid, if he hang himself, that means the demons, you know, that's what they do. But if you don't know those things, you don't know how to block them. You don't know what to say. In the book of Matthew, in the book of Matthew, I believe Matthew 8, chapter 8, verse 32, when Yahushua caught that demon on the fellow, he was doing exorcism. He was casting spell on people and removing demon. He was casting the demon out. That's what it was. You know, no way around it, you know. But he said words, and those words were written down, but they got removed. When he said, when he caught this demon, and the demon know how powerful he is, you know who he is, he said, one thing demon don't do, one thing we Yahushua follower that have his power don't do, we don't take orders from demon. But in the book, in the Matthew in the chapter 8, this demon say, oh well, suffer me not to don't kill me, but send me to those herd of swine and stuff like that. And Yahushua obey it, and then it obeyed the demon and threw the demon to the pigs. That's not what happened. And then he said, go. Some books say it's a big gun. No, there's a specific word that he said. They remove it. Okay, there's Peniel Betel Adonai. There's many word of power you can say. They remove those words and they put them in book like occultism, witchcraft. And then when you're reading those books, they're like, hey, if you say these words, you are witch, because, and stuff like that. But Yahushua was saying those things to chase demon and bind them and cast them out. He was casting spell upon them. They have spell, he has spell. So only you think you can, okay, so you think you can fight magic with non-magical things? So if the way you are saying, well, there was so many witch out there and stuff like that, and they were doing witchcraft, and Yahushua was fighting them with what? With guns and swords? You need fire to fight fire, man. So that's what that is, man. You know, those demons now, they are now possessing people. They are killing those sheriff officers because, of course, man, the 400 years is done. It's over. There's nothing those people can do now, man. And you can see it in this dude's face, man. This is not a face that, you know, you will feel that, yo, you know, this guy is so proud and stuff like that. He's grieving, you know, and those people are not faking it. He's really in pain. All right. How long we are into this thing? Oh boy. All right. Oh boy. Let me finish this. I gotta finish that right now.
Tragic.
Phillips's husband is also a deputy sheriff with the department, and her father a retired deputy.
She's been a close member of this agency since she was a child. Her father was a member of our agency a deputy that I supervised.
Phillips lived in Dublin, the community she served. In a statement, the mayor of Dublin said, "They are a part of the Dublin community, and as fellow community members, we need to come together and support them through this unimaginable tragedy." Phillips's death comes just weeks after the death of recruit David Wynn. Wynn was killed in a freeway shooting in Oakland while driving home from cadet training.
So this is what's going on, man. They are seeing like those police officers, they are dropping. Okay, they are dropping. Oh, there's a shortage of this. Nah, man, those guys, they are literally no more. That's what that is. They are no more family. This woman, this young woman that you just see here, where is it? Whoops. This young woman that you're looking at, it's just not like she's going somewhere and then come back. She is no more. And the fellow, that young fellow right there, he is no more. It's not like they're just gonna find somebody that can replace him or her. They are no more. That's what that is, man. Glory and praises to the Most High.
Manslaughter and drunk driving charges have now been filed against the man who police say struck and killed former KTVU news director Fred Zender. The 87-year-old Zender was in a crosswalk when he was hit by a driver in a pickup truck back in June. This morning, the Alameda County DA's office charged 31-year-old Michael Williams of Hayward. In court records, police said Williams refused a field sobriety test. But investigators say they determined he had been at a bar that night of the crash, where he had been served 4 beers and 4 shots of whiskey over a 3-hour stay. Williams has been out of bail since December.
For those of you who still think that somehow, some way, we are doing this or we're even responsible for this, okay, listen to this, Brethren, okay, listen to this.
Truck back in June. This morning, the Alameda County DA's office charged 31-year-old Michael Williams of Hayward.
Michael, and then that guy name is Williams. Michael Williams. Michael the great warrior, the great protector. I mean, yo, son, I mean, at this point, dog, if you don't get this, man, if you cannot get this, if you cannot see past certain BS out there, and then you cannot see that Michael is in the midst, the Most High is here, he's working on our behalf, he's taking people out. I don't know what to do for you, man. I mean, well, from the beginning, there's nothing I could do for you because I have no power, but the Most High is with us, man. You know, he is with us. I mean, you can't make this up. Michael Williams. Michael. And that's not the first time you saw this. Okay? You know, that's stop of things going on there. Give the Most High great glory. Let's keep on moving. Tampa Bay. Okay, there's a fire. Sometimes those guys, you really don't want to mess with them. But this is the plague number 2, fiery conflagration of the cities. Let us keep on moving, okay? Sometimes those guys, they can come after you. All right, I really don't want to copy this fellow. Okay, so this is Japan. Okay, that's the snowstorm. Again, those guys, they did a lot of effort. Okay, man, that's 3 million view. Okay, oh damn, I never seen. Wow, that's a lot. 3 million view. Oh, February the 9th. Okay, Japan is completely paralyzed. The height of snow exceeds 4 meters. Okay, let me see how many that is in feet. What is 4 meters in feet?
4 meters is equivalent to 13 feet 1.48 inches.
13 feet, man. That will cover you, your car, whatever. Okay. All right. Let's watch a little. That's in Japan. Again, we told you what that land over there in Japan is not your land. That is why the plague is coming heavy upon you. Okay. All right. All right. So Japan is being battered. This is plague number 6 right here. Increase of hail and snow. It's only going to get worse, beloved. Again, like I said, at this point right now, if somebody you don't get this, you will never get it. What the Gentiles want, brethren, they want us to keep explaining things to them until we explain it away, until we can explain it to go away. Okay, all right. Okay, well, all right. Well, all praises and glory. Let's keep on moving.
At least 8 people have been shot, 3 fatally in Chicago gun violence over the weekend. Among the victims, a teenager who was known around his neighborhood as a helper.
Nate Rogers spoke with the boy's aunt and joins us now live from police headquarters. Nate?
Yeah, Dane and Natalie, this family, they can't believe all of this has happened. Police sources telling us this 15-year-old was shot some 24 times, one of those bullets striking him in the head. Family members telling me that he was not in a gang and did not appear to be in conflict with anyone.
Because I tried. Let me tell you how much I tried.
It's all still so surreal. Her nephew, to whom she was legal guardian, brutally killed.
We spend more time now, 2021, 2022, trying to save ourselves from germs.
So, now, again, I will not say anything, but there are, you have to understand what's going on out there. You know, the John 3:16 people, okay? They just take one thing and then they run with it, all right? What's going on? What seems to be the issue? Why is it those people, they think they can do anything that they please, and then they cover under this. Okay, I'm covered under the holy blood of that. Okay, was the holy blood verse for you? Even if it was verse for you, so you go out there, you worship another God before the mighty one, and okay, all right, well, yes, well, it's just they love John 3:16, but anyway,
and can't save ourselves from each other.
15-year-old Sincere Cole was seen leaving the Shell station, 67th and Western, just before 7 p.m. Saturday.
Not soon after, maybe 3 or 4 minutes, I heard gunshots.
Ralph Kendall works there and found Sincere on the ground, struggling, unconscious, bleeding.
I looked at him, and I felt his neck to see if he was breathing. He took that last breath.
That's it, man.
He looked in my face and took that last breath.
Police say Sincere was shot 24 times after meeting his gunman along the sidewalk. The motive unknown.
They had no idea who he was because he didn't live that type of lifestyle.
Red and pink balloons now commemorate the teen known for always trying to make an extra dollar. For Brandy Martin, it's so much loss too close together. Her mother, Apostle Georgetta Martin, died from cancer last year. Her daughter, Akila, was murdered in 2019. Also, her sister, Sincere's mother, dead, struck by a CTA train after trying.
Yeah, that shows you this family, something is wrong there. All right, so which shows you something is, let's listen again, okay? All right.
They had no idea who he was because he didn't live that type of lifestyle.
Red and pink balloons now commemorate the teen known for always trying to make an extra dollar. For Brandy Martin, it's so much loss too close together. Her mother, Apostle Georgetta Martin, died from cancer last year. Her daughter, Akila, was murdered in 2019. Also, her sister, Sincere's mother, dead, struck by a CTA train after trying to retrieve her cell phone in 2019.
So now this family have a heavy demons in the midst. Those are the demons that taking the family right there. And they don't know that, you know, those things are not being done randomly. They're just not being done, oh well, your aunt died this, like that and stuff. The only person that I could say that died naturally, I would say, is the cancer aunt. But you know, for you, you being murdered, this is happening, you get hit by a train, you get that and stuff. It's not like she didn't see the train coming, you know. I mean, if your phone drop in the track and then you see a train coming, hey, you lose the phone, man. You lose the phone. But for you to pick up this one and then quickly go back, that's gonna be an issue, all right? It's gonna be a big issue. Yeah, so let me just all right, there we go.
My whole family heard.
Yeah, so
this is the worst type of.
This family is plagued, man. 24 times, man. You know, this family is plagued, and the thing is, like, we let our children without no protection in the midst of a bunch of infernal spirits. We do not protect them, and we do not say anything. We just put them under John 3:16, and then that's it. You know, we just still in the church. We still do these things, and then things like that happen to our children because we do not protect them. We don't know what to do to protect them, and the one that do know what to do to protect them, they refuse to do it because they don't want to go to hell. They want to go to heaven because I don't know, man. It's not good. Oops.
Yeah, Brandy right now telling me she has a lot of support from family members.
Yeah, this dude is moving. I have a phone call. Give me a second. All right. So yeah, you can see this dude is very distraught about the whole thing, man. You know, this is bad, man. That's why we told our people you need to know who your demons is, man. You need to know who's your angel, who's the spirit that is with you, your 6 family members. You need to know who they are and to communicate with them and ask them for guidance. Okay, our people, you don't know what to do. They say, okay, well, if you want to ask for guidance, ask a therapist or ask your pastors. You know, when the Most High, you ask him for guidance, he know you are at a certain stage. He released this information to you. You can communicate with those things. You are moving on. He's evolving you. And then those type of things, you can prevent them from happening by the power of the Mighty One, His Majesty himself, the one that created the heaven and the earth. He gave you, you were born here with everything that you need. You know, or stop looking elsewhere. It's in you. It's within you. So, hey, some of us are being perished right now in a horrible and terrible condition, man.
Explosive emergency to tell you about a man seriously injured after reportedly unloading a tank from the back of a truck in Lauderhill.
His coworker telling us his arm and a leg were blown off in the accident. Local 10's Alex Finney joins us live from the scene with all of the details. Alex.
And Janice and Christy, the coworker.
You know, her name is Alex. We're very familiar with her and stuff like that. This is happening right there in 31st, like right down the road.
That you just mentioned there said literally his leg is hanging on by a thread. This was a really bad explosion that happened earlier this morning. I want to take you right to some video of what this scene looked like. I spoke with a gentleman that was with the victim at the time. The coworker that you just mentioned there, Marlo Clark, said that he was just feet away, really, from being part of this explosion as well. He says the two were unloading scrap metal at the Florida Resource Metal Scrapyard, just right off of 31st Avenue here in Lauderhill around 10:30 this morning. So it seems as though what happened was his friend knocked the oxygen tank, and that is what exploded. People who heard and felt the explosion immediately called 911, and that man was rushed to Broward Health. Take a listen to what investigators had to tell us just a little while ago.
First arriving EMS supervisor arrived, he was able to identify that it was an isolated incident, there was no other hazards, and he was able to apply the tourniquets to that individual, both to his arm and his leg, to stop or seriously stop the bleeding and get that guy into the hospital and into surgery.
All praises to the Most High. Crazy things, man, crazy. Glory goes into it.
Jeremy, thank you. Well, we have new details following a stabbing investigation out of Washington County, Tennessee. The sheriff's office says Michael Bailey, picture there on your screen, broke an order of protection filed against him by showing up to a home in Gray and assaulting a woman.
So, like I said before, I'm not gonna even say what I saw here, but anyway, at this point, if you can't see this, I don't know.
Sheriff's office says the woman stabbed Bailey, who went to the hospital. Officers say the woman had injuries consistent with being beaten and kicked. Deputies arrested Bailey after he was released. He's charged with 1 count of violation of probation and 1 count of aggravated assault.
All praises to the Most High. Michael in the mist. Let's keep on moving.
More breaking news now. A man is being charged after a shooting at a Waffle House in Franklin this weekend. Laura Schweizer is at the WKaren.com alert desk with the details.
That's right. Just yesterday, one man was charged with 7 counts of attempted murder after a shooting outside a Waffle House in Franklin.
Police say it happened at 3:30 yesterday morning on Murfreesboro Road. Witnesses say two men were arguing inside the restaurant, then walked outside. That's when police say an uninvolved carload of 7 people, ranging in age from 16 to 20, yelled something at the men. Then 27-year-old Jeremy Fowler pulled a gun and began firing into the car. Franklin police say it's miraculous that no one in the car was hit. Anyone with information on the man who Fowler was originally arguing with is asked to call Franklin police. You can find more details on the story at WKRM.
Waffle House. I don't know what is it. Always some shooting in Waffle House. Okay, shooting at Waffle House. Yeah, always, man. Travis Waffle House shooting. There's a Waffle House shooting anywhere. Some dude 3 years ago, Nashville dude 6 years ago, Nashville guy in a Waffle House. Yeah, and Fort Myers, this dude, this black dude, yeah, that's happening in Fort Myers. That was beautiful.
In your corner, also following another developing story right now. Amazing video. It's just newly released. The surveillance video showing the night a man was shot at this Fort Myers Waffle House before he died in a crash on the way to the hospital.
That's right. It happened in January, and authorities have decided not to charge the shooter. And this video you're about to see might explain why.
Katie Jones spending hours earlier today piecing together what happens in this video moment by moment.
A group of friends walk into a Waffle House in the early morning hours of January 5th. Right off the bat, you can tell something's off. Surveillance video shows a shirtless man, later identified as Dakota Fields, gesturing at someone or something. From another camera angle, you can see two men, Gerard Williams and Jorge Hernandez, sitting at the restaurant counter. According to a detective's incident report, Williams stated that Dakota Fields was yelling racial slurs at them. He then told the waitress to hurry up because it was time for him to go. Surveillance shows one of Fields' friends, Robert Black, approaching Jorge Hernandez and then shakes his hand. Black then tried to do the same with Williams, and you can see he has his hands crossed and shakes his head no. Robert Black then punches Williams in the face. Williams backs up and shows his gun. Seconds later, Dakota Fields runs back into the restaurant, charges at Williams, and then Williams pulls the trigger. Fields was shot 3 times. He and his friends then leave, and on their way to the hospital, their SUV crashes with another car. Fields was pronounced dead on scene.
Yeah, the black guy was in charge because, you know, he was protecting his life, you know. In a Waffle House. All praises to the Most High for some odd reason.
A 38-year-old mother of 4 is dead, and the search for her killer is intensifying. KDKA's Megan Schiller joins us live outside the Allegheny County Police Department with why detectives are now calling this a homicide. Megan.
We now know that Christy Spikuza died from a single gunshot wound. Detectives have not yet made any arrests or named any suspects, but they are describing this investigation as open and active. Someone killed a Turtle Creek mother of 4, and now Christy Spikuza's home looks like a memorial.
I just couldn't sleep that something so tragic could happen to a person that was in my home, in my neighborhood.
Spikuza last talked to family members on Thursday night. Family Pleas for Help on social media said she texted when leaving this vape shop along William Penn Highway in Monroeville, saying she planned to make a few trips as an Uber driver. She never returned home that night, and her family reported her missing on Friday.
Okay. 4023 William Penn Highway. So we know who's in the midst. This woman never came back, though.
On Saturday morning, police found her car along 4th Street in Pitcairn. Her purse was still inside, but she was missing, along with her Uber camera. Then just a few hours later, police discovered her body a short distance away in a wooded area along Rosecrest Drive in Monroeville. The entire incident seems to span less than a few short miles.
It's horrible that one of us has gone missing and we have no protection. And now we're worried, are we going to be next? One of us has gone missing.
Okay, so let me enlarge this. For the people that have the eyes to see and the one that want to know what's going on. Because, you know, you can't make this up. I'm not making this up. And it's all good. You know, it's all good. Yes, people are worrying, man. Am I going to be next? Who's doing this out there? Who's the scumbag that doing this, man?
And we have no protection. And now we're worried, are we going to be next?
Uber tells me it's working alongside law enforcement, willing to release data like GPS locations, trip information, and billing information for any of the passengers in Spikuza's back seat that night.
If there was a barrier between me and them, so that they can't reach us, it wouldn't even be a concern. That person would have never gotten to Christy's camera. They would have never gotten to Christy.
Today, Uber tells me that its drivers have access to an
Okay, give me a second. For those of you women out there in Uberism, all right? Give me one moment. Oh boy, it's already time for me to do the prayer. All right, let me show this right quick and then I'll do the prayer. Okay, so I think I found this. That's when I used to yo, this is Eban, aka Big Eban with ebanbeats.com. That's my cab out there. Okay, so I used to own 2 cab. Okay, when thing was doing well, I had the business. I had drivers, driving for me. I was doing pretty good. I was doing pretty well until Uber, pop up, man. It was good money, man. I mean, that's when the money. I had multiple businesses going on. I had a studio. I had pretty much everything. I had a tax office. I had a studio. I had 2 cabs. I had what else I had? I had a movie. I had a movie business, and I got way too proud. And I was making way too much, scumbag stuff out there anyway. So I got way too proud. But I did love, owning the cab. And then Uber came in, everything crashed. Uber came in 2009, right? I don't know. And when it become real popular, and I really don't want to bring that back because it brings flashback. I have experience in driving cabs and owning cab company and then all the regulation and the hacked license and all that. I understand all those things. And I have experience doing a lot of businesses. However, those women over there, when you're a woman and you are driving for Ubers, peace be with you, there's nothing wrong with that. If my wife, well, it's me, give me a sec. I really don't want to do this, but yes, let me get that. All right, so when you're a woman, if it was, well, that was my nickname, Officer Gloom. Okay, I was young back then. I had like pretty much, I was out of my mind. I had a security company. I had a tax office. I had a security school. I had taxi. I had a studio. I had a movie thing. I was like all over the place because I wanted to be so rich so bad. But I was packing, okay? When you are a woman, especially a female, and you are involving with Uber and you are driving alone. Let me see if I can find another picture that's gonna be disturbing. But I was young anyway, so all right. This one is a little bit passable. Okay, when I was young and stuff. When you are a woman, you're doing this thing, and you need a form of protection. You do not have a man with you, and some people will like, okay, well, you're telling me I'm weak. No, that's not what that is. You need a form of protection at all costs because your life is in the line. You will need to be protected. Okay, you will need something to protect you. All right. So if you catch my drift, you will need something in case something like that happen, and you need to be trained really well with it. because I am trained in this type of thing. I still have the companies, the security, but I don't get involved with things like that because of the whole thing, you know. I used to be this dude that you really don't want to mess with and stuff, but it protect me. Why am I saying this? See, being a taxi driver and owning multiple businesses and getting involved in stuff like that, you won't believe how many times I picked up murders. Like literal murders. Like people, when you pick them up, random people, and then they're in your car. You don't know if they are joking or if they are not. They are telling you how they murdered people, how this dude was talking hish with them, and then they took this person down. How many times those people get in your cab, they won't pay. You know, I had when I had a dude, he was like an Elamite. He used to work for me in my cab, and our cabs has a number, and then he said like, "Yo, why am I?" There is a he was receiving a lot of call from dispatch because there's certain area that needed the cab, like the specific number of the cab. So he said, man, why is it like those people like you like this? And then I'm like, we do business. I drive them around and stuff. When you are a woman or men, you're driving for Uber, you pick up someone, your job is to drive that person from point A to point B. Your job is not to question this person. Or your job is not to tell this person, I ain't gonna go there. Well, you shouldn't be a cab driver or a Uber driver. You won't believe how many times people get in my cab, they don't pay me. How many times the Elamite fellow come and say, man, they don't pay me, man. They run. You won't believe how many times, like, cowboy men get in my car. Like, rich cowboy men get in my car and offer me money for certain things. But by the grace of the Most, I thought it was me. I was always girded. And sometimes things get out of hand and the other side back off. They back off because like, yo, you don't want to do this. You might just run away. I mean, I lost $20. Run away. You will need a form of somewhat protection. And you can do Uber with your husband, boyfriend, or brother, or man with you. The camera, if I have a camera, they see me, they're going to see me innocent. You are dealing with infernal spirit. You are dealing with infernal spirit. Okay? You're dealing with demons out there. They don't care. See, when you have a sword, it's a repellent, okay? Okay? When you have a sword in your hand, it's a repellent. And then if the demon saw this, he liked the body that he's in, he's like, yo, he back off. But you're a young woman, you're 36, 27 years old, you're driving by yourself, and then this demon get in your car. Some of those guys, listen. Oh no, that was an Uber driver doing this. He was an Uber driver doing stuff to women, junk women. You won't believe it, brothers. Okay, let me see. Let me play this last video, and then I'll be done with the whole story about myself and stuff like that. Okay, I'm gonna play this. Let me see.
Right here.
Okay.
Yo, you got a ride over here.
All right.
Yo.
Comfortable. She's out of her freaking mind. She's strong.
Yeah. I'm looking at this side.
Got you.
I remember you, Doc.
All right.
That boy got a fro now. Ha!
Haley is fine in the car without you, motherfucker.
No, I'm not getting in.
Thank you.
Hey, Brandon. You're good now.
All right.
Hey, Brandon, you good?
Yeah, I'm just walking around.
You good, bro?
No, I'm
I didn't know the address we're going to.
Yeah.
But hey, buckle it, bro.
I gotta get on with you, dude. No, go in the back, dude. They're literally just keep.
Just go in the back.
You can't go up here, dude. Go in
Go
the
in the
back.
back.
Go in the back.
Hold on.
Because he was.
Hold on, because I gotta get out. Because I'm not riding. Hold up.
Yes. Thank you so much. We got it under control, dude.
You won't believe it. they thought like two people could have fit in the front. Like, yo, you can't be in the front, somebody already there, so they go in the back.
I literally appreciate all your help.
No lie, man. You're gonna have to go to the cleaner to clean this shit out.
Okay.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, we good, my brother?
You good?
Yes, sir.
Hey, you remember me?
I do, man.
From where?
I forgot where, but I remember.
Well, let me remember you. That night when you took me home and I ain't got change for the 20.
Yeah.
And you had given me your number.
Yeah.
And I said when I want a taxi cab. Right up there at 6th Street.
Yes, sir, I remember.
Hey,
you know.
take them home for me and
Yo,
be safe.
fuck
No problem.
off, dude. Stop. He's been nothing but nice. I hope you know he's helped us this entire night.
Hey.
All right.
Okay.
Take them home for me, bro.
All right, got you.
Be safe.
Thanks. All right. Where can I get you guys?
Tell him where we need to go, please. Fuck you.
So, yeah, just to telling you what kind of women I used to deal with. It's just I could make a I could make a whole channel about what the kind of ish I used to deal with when it comes to women. When you're, especially when white women out there, and how things used to go down, and when you are, because they, how they say this again, at one point I was becoming too busy because I had too many customers. I wanted to buy a third cab, so I was using my personal car to pick up people, like personal client, and things got real fast. It got personal real fast. Maybe that's what's gonna happen. What happened to this woman? This man tried to get too personal with her, and then she rejected him. And next thing you know, you know more. But you know, you gotta be guarded, man. If you're doing this thing, is very important for you to be protected out there. To my people out there, it's not like, oh well, you know, I let this protect me or protect that, man. No, you need things over there. You need a repellent. You need a bear repellent. Okay, you need some type of repellent. Is that what that is? A bear repellent. Yeah.
Bear repellent around Lauderdale Lakes.
Okay.
Sure.
So you know you need like a repellent. Okay. You need like at least a repellent. This is a you need an actual bear repellent, not like the stuff, but you need a freaking bear repellent. Okay. They are more powerful. Okay. You need a bear repellent, not a pepper spray. Nah, not that little stuff and things like that. So you need an actual bear repellent. Oh, it's time for me to go live. All right, you need a giant bear repellent. Oh man, I feel dizzy. All right, well, let me finish this. There we go. That's better. And when I'm done, I will let you folks know. Shalom, beloved brothers and sisters, Jews and Gentiles alike. Okay. All right. Oh, excuse me. Oh boy. Oh, I just got home. Let us keep on moving. To you, it's instantly, but to me, it's been over 5 hours. All right. All right, let us move in. Where we at? Right here. Okay. I was telling the story about the whole bear repellent. I remember. Okay, for the women, men too. You need something like that, man. You need something like this because you really need to be safe, man. Okay, I mean, hey, she's going on out there. There we go. Defend yourself. That's a perfect picture. So yeah, a lot of things used to happen back then, and again, when I see where the Most High pulled me out, and I understand why I could not succeed, though, you know, by reading certain things, and then I'm reading, I'm like, hey, wait, that's why I could not succeed, because the curse was on me, and then it wasn't the time, you know, the mighty one did not want me to get involved with certain things. So yeah, that's what happened. Let us keep on moving, brethren. Okay.
Two sheriff's deputies and a former prosecutor are behind bars tonight after a lengthy investigation. They were arrested and booked into the Giles County Jail yesterday. News Channel 5 Investigates first reported that Lawrence County deputies Zach Ferguson and Eric Caperton were under investigation for beating a 62-year-old man they arrested back in 2020. Charles Jones wound up in the hospital with serious injuries after the beating. We also reported that former Assistant District Attorney Emily Crafton was under investigation for telling the deputies to delete cell phone pictures they took right after the beating. District Attorney Brent Cooper fired Crafton last year for unsatisfactory job performance.
Yeah, so now those are the guys, Zach, Eric, of course, you know what Eric mean, Emily. And you know, those guys beat this dude they almost kill him. So you know, they're going at each other's throats. So and those guys are deputies, like police officers. For some reason, they are the one doing the crimes. You know.
All three of those arrested yesterday have bonded out of jail. They face multiple charges that include aggravated assault for the deputies and official misconduct.
Crazy.
Also new at 5:30, a night out ends in gunfire. Police say they found 3 bodies outside of a bar in Laredo. It happened just before 2 this morning. Officers in Laredo say a fight outside the TKO Sports Bar and Grill led to the shooting. 3 men were shot outside the business. 2 of them 21 years old, the other 25 years old, but none of their names have been released yet. Also no word on any arrests in the case.
2 of them are 21, you know what to do, and the other one is 25, so you already know what to do, okay? We give great glory, great praises, all praises to the Most High. We give the Most High great glory. Whoops.
Two children have died in Polk County in the last 10 days from crashes involving dirt bikes that were on the road illegally. News Channel 8's Polk County Bureau reporter Stacy DeSilva joins us now, live with a warning from law enforcement. Stacy.
Josh, this is so unbelievably sad. Families are mourning the loss of their children because this just keeps happening. Dirt bikes designed to be ridden off-road find their way on the road. Some dirt bikes like this one are designed for use on the road.
A brake light, tag, turn signals.
But Cycle Michael's motorcycle shop owner Mike Voorhees tells 8 on Your Side most dirt bikes belong on.
Okay, you can't make this up, man. This dude name is Mike Voorhees. You know, there is 2 angels in the mist. I don't know who they are, but let's hear the name again.
Are designed for use on the road.
A brake light, tag, turn signals.
But Cycle Michael's motorcycle shop owner Mike Voorhees tells 8 on Your Side most dirt bikes belong on specialized tracks or private property, not on roads.
Dirt bikes that are only off-road only have just the bike, no light.
So, Mike Voorhees, Jason Voorhees, I'm not making this up, man, because today, February 14th, right? I mean, it was uploaded on February the 14th. Today's the Mike Voorhees. Michael Voorhees, you know, Jason, you know, Raphael, you know, it's in the mix, man.
No lights means nobody can see you, which is exactly what authorities say cost a 15-year-old his life Sunday night in Lake Wales.
It's just a tragedy of monumental proportions.
Sheriff Grady Judd says the teenager was riding a dirt bike when he collided head-on with a man driving the wrong way on a motorized bicycle.
Neither one of them had headlights. Neither one of them were wearing helmets. And neither one of them should have been on those vehicles in the road.
Speed does not appear to be a factor, but is still under investigation. On February 4th in Bartow, a 6-year-old boy was killed walking home from school. Police say he was hit by an 18-year-old riding a dirt bike.
In this particular incident, it was not legal.
Bartow Police Chief Brian Dorman says these incidents increase after the holidays, after young people are given off-road vehicles as gifts.
We need to make sure that we're properly equipping our children with safety gear, but also teaching them that these types of vehicles are not intended for the city streets.
Now, both of the drivers involved in each of these crashes were seriously injured and are still hospitalized. Now, if they survive, authorities are not ruling out criminal charges in addition to civil violations.
All praises to the Most High. Ley line, man. You know, hey, they didn't see you coming.
Hampton's fire chief tells me as many as 50 residents were displaced after this 3-alarm fire tore through the apartment complex behind me. Firefighters still on scene here tonight, working to make sure there are no hot spots inside. 22 units in this building and the space left uninhabitable. Take a look at video we shot when we arrived on scene tonight. Flames were shooting out of the roof of the building. Fire crews rescued people from inside while there was heavy smoke in the building. They got the call just after 7 p.m. tonight. Hampton's fire chief tells us crews had to go into the building to rescue residents.
Because this fire spread so quickly, because it got into the common attic space, fire was running above the apartments without the knowledge of the residents inside. So we had to break down doors and get them out. The apartments were rapidly filling with smoke.
I'm thankful I heard people. I'm thankful I wasn't asleep. I'm thankful that we're out of here. I mean, all that stuff in there is gone, and that's tough to think about too.
You ruined it there. You ruined it there. I thought this dude was saying I'm very grateful to be alive and stuff like that. But hey, man, fires is pretty much all over. Where is that? Where did this happen? All right. Okay. Well, yes.
I'm told crews rescued 2 dogs, and we saw other residents taking animals with them out from the building. Hampton Fire Department says there are no reports of injuries to residents or firefighters and no reports of missing people. Crews attacked the fire with their hoses from the top. The cold weather not making this easy for firefighters or residents. Just to let you know, it's about 18 degrees out here tonight, which under temperatures like that can freeze the water. The fire marshal's office is on scene tonight. They're still working to determine a cause of this fire. The Red Cross is on scene as well, helping out residents, and buses are out here too to keep residents warm while they wait to find new shelter.
So as you can see, like the fiery conflagration of the cities keep happening, and then the Red Cross always there. So the Red Cross, those guys were supposed to there to bring Jacob's trouble. The female Red Cross, but what you keep seeing, you see otherwise, you know. The mighty one is in the midst, man. There is no way around this. Keep on moving. Okay, this is
The owner of 2 assisted living facilities in the upstate is now charged with neglecting and exploiting vulnerable adults and fraud. 57-year-old Daryl Mast owns 2 Oak Ridge care homes in Inman. The state attorney general's office says Mast did not have an employee there at all times to provide care and supervision to people who live there. The attorney general says that left residents in danger. Mast is currently in the Spartanburg County Detention Center.
What is it been with those guys? There's a string of abuse, of elderly abuse and the disabled folks. It's just like those guys, they like to take advantage. Remember that pastor that had all those disabled folks over there? Crazy. And then now this dude. All right then.
Tonight, a man from Jackson is dead after an accident in a remote part of the backcountry in Grand Teton National Park. A park spokesperson says a call came in yesterday afternoon that a skier, later identified as Radcliffe Spencer, had fallen while skiing in the Apocalypse Couloir in the Death Canyon.
You cannot make this up. Listen to this, brothers. Listen to this.
As a call came in yesterday afternoon that a skier, later identified as Radcliffe Spencer, had fallen while skiing in the Apocalypse Couloir in the Death Canyon area.
Apocalypse Couloir. Couloir literally means highway. Is that what that is? In the Death Canyon. Let me see, it's French. How do you say hallway in French?
In French, that's couloir.
Apocalypse Couloir. You can make this up, brother. This dude is in the Death Canyon. he slipped. I don't know. He's a skier. He fall into this thing, and then apocalypse of Abraham. You can't make this up. That guy just fell in there. He's no more. He's no more. All praises, man. You cannot make this up, beloved. This is great glory here. Again, you are seeing a lot of skiers and snowboarders. Those guys that like to play in the snow. The abominable snowmen. Yeah, let me see. Is it? Oh, damn it. Give me. Where's that thing? There we go. The abominable snowman.
The Abominable Snowman is a 1957 movie directed by Val Guest, starring Peter Cushing, Forrest Tucker, and Maureen Connell.
There you go. The Abominable Snowman, a.k.a. the Yeti. You know, it's like Sasquatch, the Yeti, and stuff like that, you know. You know, there's a species of thing like that, you know. The Abominable Snowman. Those guys love snows. Crazy. There's a story. Anyway, we don't have the time for this story. There's a beautiful story like that, but we'll go.
The rangers from the park and members of the Teton County, Wyoming search and rescue team responded and used a helicopter to reach Spencer's location. He was pronounced dead and his remains were recovered. 4 other people who had been skiing with Spencer were also flown out of the area.
All praises. Let's keep on moving.
We take you to Blount County, where Union Grove Middle School is removing the book Dragon Wings from the curriculum. Good evening, I'm Lori Tucker.
And I'm Bo Williams. If you haven't read it, the book describes a Chinese boy's immigration to America and experience in the early 1900s.
Some parents have issues with the language and imagery depicted in the book. WATE 6 on Your Side's Lexi Spivak spoke with one parent behind the push to remove it. She also has a copy of the letter the school sent out. Lexi.
So we know that Union Grove Middle School parent David Coleman says he was like a lot of other parents out there with his head in the sand, as he calls it, about what his child was reading at school. He also says that he had never been to a school board meeting until this incident. While school officials have already decided to remove Dragon Wings from that school's curriculum, Coleman explains why it shouldn't stop there.
She brought this book home, Dragon Wings, from school, and I did open it up and read the first page. And the first page, when it starts in on white demons, got my attention.
Union Grove Middle School parent David Coleman spoke about when Dragon Wings first caused him to raise an eyebrow.
It says anything that's either American and or white is a demon, a demoness for females. The English language is demonic, and it goes on for 300 pages.
It was
so. Now, because we've been talking about demons and all that, and then you might as well want to get this book, Dragon Wings. You might as well just buy that book. I never read it, but you might as well want it to get this book. Let me see how much it costs. It should be cheap though, because this is like a school text, but they don't want the truth. Dragon Wings, the book.
According to Wikipedia, Dragon Wings is a children's historical novel by Lawrence Yep, published by Harper & Row in 1975.
All right, so it's $5-6 on Amazon, $4. This is a very cheap book. You know, you should get it because he tells the truth about those people. They don't like it. You know what? Talking about this, let me order Dragon Wings before all of them are gone. Give me a second. All right. I just got this book on, I just buy it, $4. Okay, it was very difficult to find. Okay, it was very difficult to find because anything that you see, they say it's ugly, don't touch it. There's truth on it, okay? Let's listen to what he said again.
Remove Dragon Wings from that school's curriculum. Coleman explains why it shouldn't stop there.
She brought this book home, Dragon Wings, from school. And I did open it up and read the first page. And the first page, when it starts in on white demons, got my attention.
Union Grove Middle School parent David Coleman.
There you go, white demons. There is a reason why the Most High have been having us studying demons, okay? because the moment like those people see there is a way that you can find out about them, they quickly abandon it. They quickly send their stooges out there saying, hey, don't be touching this book. He's talking about right dragon. It's talking about dragon, and you know, hey, there's it's like, you know, there's stuff in there. You know, don't be touching this stuff. For instance, you know, it's witchcraft, it's sorcery. Don't be touching this book because it's like there's like, you know, hey, for instance, this book right here. For instance, this website, you know, okay. For instance, this website that have the numbers of your angel, which is to know the demon that you were born with. Now, because you know who they are, and then they start to forbid it. Hey, we need to remove this website and stuff like that. Okay. Agares is my demon. Is the demon that I was born with that been tormenting my life. Number 2. Okay. And then number 7. Okay. Ammon, Marduk. Number 23, Aim. Okay, number 52, Alosis. Number 67, Amdus Sias. Number 58, Amy or Avnas. Or 63, Andras. 65, Andrealphus. 72, Andromalius. Okay, there's a sister, her demon was Andromalius. Okay, 72nd demon. So the moment you start studying them, you start knowing who they are and what they are. It's not like this dude did not know this book was talking about white demons and white devils. He just said right now it's a problem. That's why they don't want you to touch those books, because man, hey, there's that star. This is Satanism. Nope. This star is a pentagram. When they invert it back, that's Satanism, that they invite, not even Satanism, that's inviting demons in. Okay, so the name of the Baal, number 1, Agares, number 2, number 3, Marbas, number 4, Pure Flask, all those demons. Okay, Chax, number 37 is pretty crafty. There's the name is Chax, Phoenix, Phoenix, or Yahata. They keep changing their names. They keep taking things and hiding things. That's why they don't want you to study those guys. They don't want you to see who are they, why like all of a sudden there's a big whoa, hey, what's going on here? Okay, all right, Goisha demons. Okay, all right, they all have their stuff. Okay, dragon blood, mirror. This is by hell. Okay, the first demon. Okay, he appear in a cat bow, the body of a cat head, a toad, and then legs of spiders, and yeah, and this is my demon right there. The second spirit is a duke called Agres or Agares. He is under the power of the east and cometh up in the form of an old fair man riding upon a crocodile, carrying a ghost hawk upon his face, and yet mild in appearances, maketh them to run that stand still, and bringeth back one raised. He teaches all languages or tongues presently. He hath power also to destroy dignities, both spiritual and temporal. So a crocodile, some old dude riding a crocodile. So once you know who those demons are, they are afraid of you. You know, they gonna try to do everything they can do. That's why this guy, the moment I see white demons and stuff like that, what a coincidence.
Dragon Wings from school, and I did open it up and read the first page. And the first page, when it starts in on white demons, got my attention.
Union Grove Middle School parent David Coleman spoke about when Dragon Wings first caused him to raise an eyebrow.
It says anything that's either American and or white is a demon, a demoness for females. The English language is demonic, and it goes on for 300 pages.
It was also the profanity depiction of.
This is a good book. You need to get this book like right now, Dragon Wings, before take the 1975 one, because the 2001 version they're gonna burn them. Okay, Get this book, man. 1975 version, the old one you can find. This one they got a 2001 version. Don't get it. Get the 1975 version. You know.
Violence, drug use, and prostitution that is an issue for Coleman and other parents.
Yes.
He says all that led him to pull his daughter out of the classroom and to ask for an official review.
There you go. There you go. So the moment they find out about those things, they will send their stooges like, hey, you need to stop. Don't read those books because they dragon. Oh, this is witchcraft. Like, you know, ooh, don't touch it because you don't want to know the truth. Hey, what about this and that? That's what they're doing.
He made the decision to remove the book.
Now that it's out of his daughter's classroom, he's confused about why it's not being removed from the other Blount County middle school classrooms. He also assured that he wants students to be informed, just with what he feels could be a more age-appropriate book.
I am all in favor of educating our kids on the sins of our past.
But not like that. Not like that. Not demonize us, you know. I mean, you demonize all people, and then when it comes to you put the real demon out there, there is an issue. There is an issue. There is a big issue with the nation right now once you start studying demons. Like, why would you want to study demons? They are our enemy. We need to know who they are, what they are doing, what their specialty. And then you're wondering why your life is a mess because there is a demon in there that don't want you to know he is in your life. He gives you the whole la land, like, oh, everything's all you need is the name of Jesus, and then you're good. But you've been saying the name of Jesus from birth. It seems things are getting worse, but the moment you know what this demon at, well, there's an issue.
There's no question the sins are many.
School district officials sent WATE News a statement about the decision. It reads in part, Blount County Schools teaches Tennessee state standards. Our curriculum containing high-quality instructional materials has been approved by the Tennessee Department of Education. A similar note was sent to parents last Friday announcing the change. Coleman says as he pushes forward, he also wants the school staff to know that he's not against them.
We're trying to draw a line in the sand. It says we are going to follow policies moving forward. We are going to have parents' involvement in the curriculum.
If you're in Tennessee, get this book. And this author got a lot of books, though. You need to get them. You need to get them because it is the truth, man. They don't want you to find out that they are into demonology. They worship demon. All their wealth, they literally got it from demons. You know? They don't want you to know that. They don't want you to, talk about that.
Coleman says he's concerned that the approval process for these materials wasn't followed. He has submitted a public records request to dig deeper into that process from the district. There's also a petition to remove dragon wings from required coursework at all Blount County schools. So far, that petition has more than 130 signatures. Bo?
So we need to get this book, man. Dragon Wings, a good book exposing the demons, man. You know, that's why you see a lot of people. There is no coincidence in this, brethren. Okay, this thing come out like February 14th. There's no coincidence when the Most High told you, like, you know, there are demons in the midst. Now you can identify them. You know who they are. They are in trouble.
Lexi, thank you. Now, this story brings to mind a similar debate happening in McMinn County right now. You know, I've been telling you about the McMinn County School Board's decision to ban a graphic novel called Mouse. Some people asking for that decision now to be reversed. And a bit further back, at the state level, Governor Bill Lee says...
to get all those books they try to ban, like Mouse, I'm not quite sure what that book is. Get Mouse, get Dragon Wings, get them. And then you'll see what they were doing and what they don't want you to know. They don't listen to anybody that say, don't get this book, you are cursed. You start, oh, hell no. I want to know why you people, they were referring to you as demons back then, because those people, they literally know that you guys are demons. You take the form of people because you want to live in this realm, but your spirit is an infernal spirit. All praises, okay? I'm going to play the whole thing because I've been having a couple of issues and stuff like that. Tornado hit Morales, Isabel, Guatemala. Okay. Men cannot do this. Men do not have the power to do that. Okay. Let's jump to the earthquake now.
Biz çadiyen sakato. Biz isura თუ ალბათ მიწისძვრა, კი. ამას სხვა არანაირი ახსნა არ აქვს. რეკლამაზე უნდა
There's an earthquake. There's an earthquake, all right? That's Armenia, Georgia. Okay. Again, Armenia and Georgia, the Kim Kardashian people, they've been catching a lot of hell. Armenia been in the news like for a while now, for a minute now. They are catching hell. You know, because the people swag and jack everything that we had.
დანგრევა დღეს უკვე დაიწყეს საუბარი მინისტრის თეა წოლოკიანის გადადგომაზე.
There's an earthquake.
եկած օգուտները վերավաճարեց
This guy got a mask on TV.
Ora.
It's a 5.4. You know what to do.
Էս ինչ է։ Էսի 6 էր ինչ էր։
This is an earthquakes. The most are shaking them.
ხები რომ მიწაც კი იძრა მე მგონი და
That guy.
მეგობრებო ეხა ნამდვილად სერიოზული მიწისძვრა იყო ისეთი ის იყო რა
It's an earthquake. All praises to the Most High, man. Hey, you can't make this up, and this is plague number 9 right here. I'm in plague number 10, destruction, the thunder voices and destroying earthquake, and number 5, destruction by earthquake. You know, this thing is all over, all right? Yeah, so U.S. troops deployed to Europe from Fort Bragg as invasion is imminent. All right? Yeah, cleaning your weapon and go over there. You guys are going against each other. You ain't gonna do ish against us. Yeah, you demons going to destroy each other. Alright. Wow, what a careless way to handle weapon. Is that
I got into the mindset to, be prepared, be ready to go. Hasn't gotten to my head too much, I haven't gotten any kind of fears or, nervous or anything. It's just kind of like, in the mindset, game time.
This is your weapon of war. This is your sword. You guys are not going.
This wouldn't be my first time. I would say it's an experience not only as a leader but also as a.
That could be Perry Stone's lost daughter. Stone. That's why Perry. With the things he's been doing out there, man. That's what that is, man. Yeah, man. This could be Perry Stone's daughter right there. Last name Stone. Could be like one of those kids like he keep it a secret, don't say Haitian and stuff. What we've done in under the pulpit, stay under the pulpit. Zaza.
Paratrooper, because it's not just my life, it's also my soldiers' life that, I'll be watching and taking care of, because they are an extension of me. They represent me as well as I represent my platoon.
Look at those guys all handling those weapons over there. This is so careless. I know you should always handle a weapon as if it's loaded and ready to go. Those guys are just, anyway, whatever, man. That's the all praises. There's their cell phones. So Negro always in the, that's what happened. You go. So now wherever people that was in this thing that refused to be friends with Jabba Jah and they kicked them out, you see why the Most High was forcing this thing out there to purge you out. It's like marching. People will see this dude perish. They're like, oh, big Levi, there's black people over there and stuff. We need to say something. And, hey, united. All praises, all praises, all praises, all praises. Glory, 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 hallelujah. Let us close with this.
Tonight, police announcing the arrests of several people in the murder of a TSA agent.
She was gunned down right in front of her young daughter. Local 10's Joseph Ojo live now with more on this break in the case. Joseph.
And this was a daughter, a mother, and a sister that was killed in front of her young child. Tonight, the family of LaShante Jones saying that they have been waiting for this arrest, and they are finally happy that their prayers have been answered.
After 9 long months of hoping and praying for an arrest, the family of LaShante Jones can now breathe a huge sigh of relief. I spoke to the mother of Jones back in October of 2021. She told me her granddaughter thinks about the shooter that took her mom's life.
Why the bad guy won't let the police get him, and why the bad guy did that to my mommy.
On Friday, Miami-Dade police announcing that 3 people were arrested and charged with first-degree murder. Their names are 39-year-old Javon Carter, 35-year-old Ramiel Robinson, and...
Okay, Ramiel, I think Ramiel is the name of... that's why we told all people, be careful the name that you're giving. Fallen angel, Ramiel. Sensei talk about that. Ramiel, is that what that is? Okay, those are one of the demons. Ramiel, also known as Ramiel, is a fallen watcher and archangel of God. In the Apocryphal Book of Enoch, Ramiel is one of the 20th angels that sins against the earth by mating with human. That's not what that is, by mating with human woman and creating the Nephilim. Ramiel is one of the 7. Okay, Ramiel, thunder of God. So we gotta be very careful with the name that we give our children. All right. Sensei said there's certain names or cursed name. If you put it upon your children, you put a curse upon your children. Okay. With this dude, Womiel, or one of those names like Dishaquan. I have a tutor that I know that's gonna have a child. He's gonna name him Child Future after the rapper Future. Okay, if you do this, you're going to curse this child. You don't name your child after celebrities. You don't know what those people did to get where they are. You don't know what kind of demon that are binding with their name. This name is not Future. When they go get those things, those demons require them to have certain names, certain things. Okay, you don't do that, all right? Well, at least, I don't know. You do whatever you do. Don't be listening to me. Don't be listening to me. All praises.
Robinson and 33-year-old Jasmine Martinez. This was the photo that police released showing a description of the shooter. It all happened back on May 3rd of 2021 at the Coral Bay Cove Apartments along the 25,000 block of South Dixie Highway. Police say the shooter in a dark 4-door Nissan gunned down Jones in front of her 3-year-old child as she returned home from working a shift as a TSA officer. Jones's young daughter was grazed by a bullet. Thankfully, she survived.
Forget about me. It's not even about me. Think about the pain you caused my granddaughter to grow up motherless.
And the mother of LaShante Jones did not want to be interviewed tonight, but she does say over the phone that she is happy that this arrest was made. As for the 3 people involved in this arrest that were made, they are all facing several charges, including first-degree murder. We're in the route tonight. I'm Joseph Ojo, Local 10 News.
Joseph, thank you.
What was the motive in that? Why they did this? Okay. Glory, man. So anyway, all praises to the Most High, man. Fast, pray, repent, repeat. May the King reign forever. Study your enemy. Know what he's doing. Know what he's about. As you can see, he doesn't like that. Okay, he had people on standby telling you, "Don't do this, don't do that." Nope, you do this, you do that. You ask like, why is it? Why are you telling me don't do this, don't do that? Okay, we give the Most High great praise, great glory. Shalom. Fast, pray, repent, repeat. May the King reign forever.